When I first picked up Prismata, I was playing a lot.
325 hours. Yeah, and that was in 45 days.
Pretty much everyone I know from a competitive gaming background immediately fell in love with the game.
You're gonna love it.
And Rubenstock. Did they hear that?
I think they did, man. I think we started a little bit early.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. The final set of the day will be between, not secret, Suomi, and I almost said Finland. See, I told Legless Alex that whiskey was a bad idea. It will be between Suomi and Aftermath.
No need to worry. It has been a long day for everyone here in the studio, but we have been nothing but spoiled with the games we've had today.
Yep.
Even the ones that have gone down quickly have given us some of the best games of the year by far.
Yeah, I'm excited. So just a bit, we should have the maps come up for this best of 3 with 2v2. We will have MBL and Nikov, who are in excellent form for AM.
Absolutely.
Up against Max and Rubenstock.
Perfect. This sounds like a good matchup to me, and it looks like we've already got the picks coming in now. We've got Suomi on Bedouins.
Bedouins.
Bedouins?
Bedouins. Okay, so
Bedouins?
can you take Dave's role and explain Bedouins? Can you explain the whole shorefish thing? I don't know if you know the meme, but...
I don't know the meme, honestly, so hit me with the meme, man.
Well...
I like to be in the loop, and right now I'm feeling a little bit caught on the edge, you know?
Yeah, we'll let it happen. All right, we'll let it happen.
And we've got the second pick coming in from AM here as well.
So, just quick question. I know they get 1 point per each 1v1 win, 2 points for each 2v2 win.
Absolutely.
Does Finland's get a point for the best picture because Rubenstock wins
Look,
by far?
I think we have to take it to a vote, 'cause it's either going to be Rubenstock or Jordan at this point, right?
Chat decides, right?
Yeah,
That's
all
how
right,
this works.
guys. Chat, you've seen a lot of them so far. Who are we thinking? Rubenstock? I guess we've got the Lumberjack in there, or Jordan Smiley Boy?
It just fits. He drops TCs on people. It's all. I guess that's true. Jordan is a. There's a lot of Germans in the chat. This is dangerous. There's
I
a
know,
lot of
right?
bias.
He's just so happy all the time. And he's got his little shorts on today. It's so beautiful, you know?
Didn't notice. Okay, so the picks are actually showing up on your screens now. Bedouins, Mongolia, and then one more map pick.
Let's have a look. AM coming in with the bands here as well. So map 1 by Suomi, we've got Bedouins, and then AM we've got in with
Somebody
Mongolia.
voted for me, by the way. Thank you.
Voted for you?
Thank you.
Nice, man. You got to take him where you can get him, right?
Probably Lorena or some. Yeah, I don't know. It's always dangerous.
And there we go. AM is banning off Team Island straight away. Suomi coming in with their ban now as well.
Oh my God.
I'm enjoying Badoons
I'm
in
like-
there so much.
We've been up a long time today, guys. So it's been a great time, but we are definitely near the end of our energy levels.
Absolutely. We make no apologies, however. No apologies whatsoever. This gets a little bit loopy. I think we'll have fun.
Final map will be Scandinavia. So we have 2 Finnish players, 1 Norwegian, and an Argentinian for Scandinavia. It's close
Feels
fit.
about right, you know?
Close fit.
Make
yep.
it work.
Exactly.
All right, we'll be on into the Civ draft in just 1 second here as well. So just a quick reminder, Suomi with Badoons, apparently.
Yes.
AM with Mongolia. We have AM ban on Team Island, Suomi ban on Gorge in the final map, Scandinavia.
Ruben stock ready to go.
Look at
Look
that.
at
It's
that.
beautiful, man.
So both of these players, I encourage the people behind the scenes to switch to the player point of views during this set, because both of these players play with a somewhat hideous mod, which makes their trees, their berries, their fish, everything blocks. And when speaking to Finland yesterday, they pretty much explained to me that it's because it's more efficient.
That sounds like Finland to me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. All the textures, things like that, just colored blocks.
Yes. Yeah, it was great. It was a great time yesterday. Just hanging out with them training. I don't know if anyone happened to see them playing versus China in a Nomad team game. I was talking their ear off the whole time, so that's why they got destroyed. Sorry about that.
No problem whatsoever. It looks like we're beginning the draft here as well, so things should be underway very quickly here. And of course, 2v2, best of 3, 3v3s tomorrow.
Okay, so here we have the first global ban. Red blocks are global bans, so Suomi globally bans Mayans.
Yep.
And then AM will get a global ban and then a pick. So the big reason to go for a Civ like Mayans is because they're going to get the first pick.
Absolutely. Get something strong like that out of the pool.
AM is really thinking about this. It's like MBL's.
This is good. I like it when thought goes
I would
in
love
this, you know?
I would love it if we went to this screen and they were arguing. It's like, no.
Oh, we're going to see it at least once, for sure.
Ethiopians. That's an interesting ban.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to ban a civilization you might want to choose, right? So they might go for something very strong here. Britons, okay.
Absolutely.
Well, 2v2s, these are all lands map 2v2s, so they'll be fairly structured.
Absolutely.
Civilizations to look out for, though, will be Chinese and Indians, which are very, very good on Bedouins. Civs like Spanish, Mayans, of course, always strong. Mayans out now. Yeah, there's Indians.
Indians straight away.
Indian, Chinese, yes.
Chinese,
Okay,
Matt, you're just
so
listing them off right here. Dude, go over and give him a hand.
It was a lucky guess.
Says the man with so much experience.
That's a interesting decision to pick Britons and allow Suomi to get Indians and Chinese, but
when you've got the #1 pick.
it's odd. Yes, Mongols will be very strong on Mongolia, and so that makes a bit more sense. Right now, the civs look more solid for Bedouins for Finland.
And there's another band coming in as well. We've got Frank's band.
Yes, okay, so they got Franks out of the picture because the next pick would go to Suomi. So this is good logic from both teams.
And Mulligan's out of there as well for Suomi.
Okay, so now they get their pick. Wouldn't surprise me to see, I don't even know. But like, Scandinavia is a map that has both water and land.
Absolutely, that hybrid style.
So I was actually going to say Spanish. I should have said that. Because also you can wall on that map and go conks. Mongolia is quite solid for that as well.
Yep.
Even Bedouins if they wanted to do it there. So that's a solid pick. Huns is always solid with pro players.
Well, that's it. Everyone's got so much experience with the community of them as well.
Yep.
And just waiting the last couple of picks here before we can go into game #1.
Taking a bit of time here. So the structure they'll go for typically is a range and melee combo, right? So a Knight Civ, Archer Civ. Spanish could do a bit of both. They could go for range with Conquistadors in Castle Age, or they could go for Knights, and sometimes both.
And what have we got? Suomi just taking their time here. We've got AM in with Vikings.
Yeah. Vikings is an all-around great land civ, so it doesn't. I think
Absolutely.
a lot of people think that Vikings are mainly a water civ because of their history, but they're arguably better on land. It's
That's
not
it.
bad.
The economy lead just pushes you so far ahead, and it gives you
Yep.
so many options to advance into as well.
Yep.
And there we go, Japanese.
Okay. So I think Japanese is more of a Scandinavia
Agree
because
entirely.
of the fishing ships,
Yep.
which we see so often.
And let's have a look here. Slav's coming down as well. Strong overall civ.
Yep. I'm liking the draft a bit more for Suomi. Now, Suomi has not won any. Well, they've won some games today. They have not won any sets. They lost their 1v1s. They lost their other 2v2 just before. So this is important for them.
With this, they can get on the board, essentially.
Yeah, so I mean, if they do lose this, there's 3v3s tomorrow. You do get 3 points for 3v3s. If they were to win both of the ones they play tomorrow, 6 gives them a chance of still moving to the final day. But if they don't win here, they have to win both their 3v3s tomorrow. So
Yeah, the pressure basically stacks on straight away. Life gets a lot more difficult. But there we go. We've got Aztecs and Incas coming in as well, with the last pick coming in for Suomi now. And there's the melee.
Okay, so Spanish, Chinese, Indians, Malay, Slavs, and Japanese for Finland, and then Britons, Mongols, Huns, Vikings, Aztecs, and Incas for Aftermath. Game 1 will be on Bedouins. BBQTurkman, are you ready?
Oh, mate, I've been ready all day. I
Born
say that
ready.
even though I've been so tired. I've been standing up here, ready to go. There's no way I'm sitting down, no way I'm stopping talking. Because if I do, I'm out. So this will be an interesting
that works.
series.
You never seem tired though. Like when you're energetic, it's ridiculous. You have a voice louder than.
It's a real
many
strong,
voices.
solid facade
Yes.
right up the front.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, it shouldn't be too long now until we get into the next game. So predictions here. Like I said, Suomi, a very good team. They came in third because of budgetary reasons. They were added into the mix. Aftermath actually wasn't very pleased with that. So,
Yeah.
so
As the
predictions.
rumors go, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
are your
the big
thoughts?
thing I think we've kind of looked in here is we've seen some really strong games overall from Suomi, but at the same time, AM played extremely strong, but they've had a shaky start, that's for sure. So I think looking at it, Suomi I definitely have a pick for in the team game here, but at the same time, it's one of those things where AM's been playing super, super solid. To see
Okay.
if they can pull that together, and with their performance and everything we've seen in 2 pools, the way they've been performing, it's been fantastic, and it looks like we're just having MBL having a quick drink break, and we should be into the first game.
So I guess while they're about to get ready, MBL said, "Tell the viewers I lame Max." That's what he said. I tried to do MBL voice. He says, "Tell them I lame
I'll
all."
pay it, close enough.
So I said, I only tell the viewers if you fail because then it'll be funnier. And he said, I won't fail. So
All right, well, here we are.
Uh,
Look, the chips are on the table.
I mean,
we know what we're expecting. We're going to be
he's
looking
a
for it all
confident
game
man.
now.
He recently lamed Viper. He ended up losing the game afterwards, but it was a sick play. We only remember the plays, okay?
Well,
It's all
that's it.
about what
Remember
you
the
remember.
moments, not the results.
Exactly. That's you know what? That's what you have to live for sometimes when you're not a secret player. You have to live for the moments. So, but I think these two, MBL and Nikov, recently performed very well in 2 pools, which was a 2v2 event.
Absolutely.
The final was between MBL Nikov and Tato and Viper, so Secret and AM. And these two, well, not those two, the previous two, won 4-3. So they're in excellent shape. There might be some questions over Leary's shape, Heart shape for AM, but these guys are definitely the best 2v2 pairing. And if you go by Tool Pool's form, are possibly in the world right now, but it's very close.
Completely agree on all fronts. I'd say probably the big thing is having Nikov in there as well. Don't know if this is exactly the way it goes down, but it seems like he adds a lot of stability and a lot of team tactics to the team. So it kind of keeps the rest of AM kind of under control and be like, do your job, you know, we're not doing anything dumb here. This is the game plan.
I just spoiled my own YouTube content. I didn't even upload the last... I'm sorry. Sorry, Joshua.
Everyone forget that.
Yeah. Whoops. It was actually just a trick. The people who really watch will know. Actually, Lidacor, who organized that, is here. But I don't...
I agree. I saw him earlier, actually.
Yeah.
Awesome to see
I don't
people.
know where he is.
Seeing the whole community here has been fantastic. Like, everyone that I've named, putting faces to
Yes.
names, voices, everything like that's been absolutely amazing.
Yep. Okay, so I think MBL settled in. I saw him chatting with Nikov. And yes, this is a look at the next map, which I will probably have to explain. But I say that because it's a meme, Turkman, not because
Look,
you can't explain it.
I
But
believe in you.
Bedouins. This is what it will look like in the definitive edition, by the way, in November.
I know, right? Isn't that exciting?
By the
Isn't
way,
it
do
nice
you know
how
anything?
the fish jump in sea?
Do you know anything about the definitive edition? Are you involved in that at all?
No, not at all, man. I don't know where you'd get that impression.
Ah, okay. All right, so welcome everyone to game number 1 in a best of 3 between Suomi and Aftermath. Bedouins is a nomad start, which means you start without a town center, and then for the most part you rely on shorefish for your food income. Since it's a nomad start, it's a little bit awkward with positioning, but for Finland we have the Max in his blue. He's playing as the Indians, and then Ruben Stock is where? Oh,
all
he's
the way
on
over
the far
towards the-
side.
yep.
Yeah. And he's
There's
playing
the
as
blocks
Chinese.
as well for those wondering at home.
Oh
Sorry to
yeah, there's
interrupt.
the blocks. That's amazing. Yeah.
This is how they play.
And I asked him about it. I was like, doesn't that look bad? Or like, doesn't matter how it looks. It's just
That's
efficient.
it. Straight efficiency.
Yeah. I spoke to Viper about it earlier as well. He said, I'm sure it might be slightly more efficient, but it would be awful to look at. So, so I love it. Like, I appreciate that about Finland. They're here to get the job done, and they need to in this set, right? So we'll go over to Aftermath then, and in the center of the map we have Nikov. He's playing as the Aztecs in yellow, and then it's Incas for MBL. MBL is more to the north. And so 2 Meso Civs versus Indians and Chinese, which are known as the number 1 and number 2 civilization on the map, Turkman.
Ooh, that's rough to kind of get in there, like as a beginning point. It makes things kind of a little bit hard mentally to go in with. Looks like town center placement. We've got Rubenstock. He's got the 1 pond there. However, I'm kind of looking around. He's going to be stretching for gold there a little bit further on. Does have some deer to work with as well. Should he need it for any reason? Towards the center there as well. The Max, Nikov, very, very close to each other.
Yeah.
So hopefully we should see some aggression there. Again, Nikov going to have some good times looking for gold. That's sarcastic. He's going to have some horrible times. He's got 1 in the back. He's got some stone in the back as well. Looking towards the Max, he's got that 1 gold in the front there, and then again, works a little bit harder to get all the way into the back. MBL, again, gold right under his TC. Looking good for him for once.
Yeah. The most important resource in this is always the shorefish. Villagers collecting shorefish is one of the fastest food sources in the game. And with Chinese starting with extra villagers, that gives him an excellent start for Finland. And then Indian villagers have a very obscure bonus where they carry more food and they collect that resource faster from only the shorefish. So any of these shorefish maps like Dry River we've seen, Bedouins, Indians is extremely strong. You'll see fast castle times like 12 minutes or something ridiculous.
We've seen them absolutely fly ahead in every matchup
Yeah.
they've had with the options there to go with. So each player dropping down their town center, like you said, next to those ponds, trying to get as much efficiency as possible there. We've even got the Max dropping down the mill on top of it as well. Obviously a little bit of efficiency, but you can need that for feudal age anyway.
Yeah, so I think with all the bonuses I've mentioned, I believe that the positioning will be important here. I think Max's role might be to allow Rubenstock to boom, which is interesting because typically Rubenstock will drop TCs on people, so Max can boom on 4 TCs and then come in with Paladins later. So the roles are reversed because Max is definitely the one who would want to boom. But because of the positioning, he's so close to the other 2 players, I think that the ideal scenario would be for him to go for fast scouts and fast pressure, and then Rubenstock can get to Castle Age. That's what I'm expecting here, but for AM, they need to apply pressure as well because they don't have those eco bonuses, and I think maybe Eagle, Pikeman, Monks for Mesocivs, even Towers with Incas can be very, very strong.
Completely, and I think the thing we're really worried about here, the Max, like you said, going to be going for some kind of pressure early on, try and really pull any of the push off of Rubenstock. The only thing that we can worry about here is the fact that he could get doubled very, very quickly by MBL and Nikov,
that's true.
and he hasn't really got anywhere to go to looking at his map.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways to look at it, right? If he annoys 2 players, it's very good for his team, but if he gets completely destroyed by the other 2, then no bueno. But since it's a nomad start, you cannot scout where your opponents are. You'll see players scouting with sheep, actually, and sometimes, especially in 1v1s where the sheep never get caught, you'll see 80% of the map scouted. But what's funny, Turkman, is I don't see a lot of roaming sheep around. So bad scouting for both teams.
Yeah, I'm looking at kind of the scouting positions here, and the Max has kind of done a little bit of a spiral around, tried to catch as much as he can there. He's managed to find where some extra sheep are.
Yep.
It looks like he has found where MBL should be, roughly. And then from there, I think that's pretty much about it. And I should have an idea of where Nikov is as well, just looking at this.
Sure, yeah. So I think Nikov's got enough in. If you're towering, you need to pressure the shorefish, and we'll see that soon enough if the players go to feudal age. Max is beginning to wall up a little bit. I mean, it's not too unheard of to see him play greedy from this position with Indians and try and get Castle Age to camels, but I think it's a risky play. Then again, he doesn't know where his opponents are.
Very much so, and it's one of those things as well where we've said before, he might just be the bait in the situation. He might just be prepping himself, making it a little bit harder for his opponents to get a surround entirely. Just kind of get down the situation a little bit more.
Okay, so he's getting Loom, which means he's probably going up. There's no reason to get Loom. There's no fear of scouts. Sometimes players will actually skip Loom on this map. But then again, if Militia were to come in, it would be a problem. He's on his way to feudal. Rubenstock is also on the way to feudal. So from the far position, very safe with this woodline in the back and the pond, he's going aggressive. That's interesting.
All right, looking at this as well, we've just seen Nikov come down with Loom, MBL behind that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So we do have the Finns going up a little bit earlier here as well. Looks like they might, I don't want to say a little bit more well-practiced, but I want to say they potentially got something worked out here in terms of what they're going to do.
So this is going to be a bit wonky right now because players are transferring to wood and such. But if you look to the bottom left of your screen at home, you'll see the food per minute is sky high for Max and for Rubenstock. Rubenstock has more villagers with Chinese, and it's Max with that bonus. So that's pretty insane. It's a big difference. That stuff adds up. And that's why these two civilizations are the civs for this map.
And looking at that, looks like Nikov's got the scout in now. He knows exactly where the max is, so if they decide to go for some pressure, they can get there nice and quickly. It looks like we've got barracks coming down now from Nikov, and there's a barracks as well from MBL.
Well, remember that Mesocivs cannot go scouts, so you're probably going to gold, and Nikov is on gold. So he's making a barracks. Man-at-Arms and Eagles could be incoming, and MBL is on stone. Yeah, so Incas, you kind of got to expect the towers nowadays, thanks to Noboru and probably Tato. So here he comes. Now, I believe that they know where Max is. Can MBL get some towers up, especially on the pawns? I think Nikov told him that he's close. MBL doesn't actually know what's here.
Well, let's see if he can deny that one. Like you said, it's going to be the majority of his food gone from there. And then, of course, forcing it into anything he's got to scavenge off the map there. Of course, then the traditional move into farms. But look at this. We've got MBL moving around. What have you got?
Well, he sees it. That's the important thing here because Max is about to make scouts. MBL only has villagers. So he cannot tower any crucial resources right now. But sometimes placing a tower helps you hold that position. Yeah, okay, there we go. He's in feudal age. He's placed the tower. Max can probably see the villagers there. Yeah,
I can see the tower.
Yep. Now, what's the support from Rubenstock like? He's going for scouts, so Rubenstock will go scouts. Max will also go scouts, and then we have, spearmen and archers for Nikov in support of MBL's towers. So very, very slow, but strong compositions for AM, if you can call towers a composition.
Look, at this point, I'm pretty much adding it to the list of units in the game. Like, the amount we're seeing of them, the way they played out.
Villagers as well, right? Yeah.
Well, that's it. Let's get some blacksmith upgrades on these boys, and let's go.
Yep.
All right, looking around here, like you said, we are going to see the backup there from Nikov. Nikov going down with the second archery as well first, rather than going to the blacksmith. Going to try and get those units out on field. And like you said, this is a force they can push with.
Look at Rubenstock. Rubenstock hoped to snipe the villagers, and Nikov saved 2 villagers' lives. Very good stuff. I actually don't have sound right now. I don't think the viewers at home do either because of an issue we're having again. We'll fix that. But he heard it or he saw it. And if Micro's good here with the spear and a few archers, yeah, he should be okay. It's just dicey stuff.
It looks like we've got... There we go. So we've got the Max going for scouts here. We've also got Rubenstock going scouts.
Yeah.
So we do have a lot of spears out in play already for AM. They're ready for this one. You've got MBL's kind of moving around, just trying to make sure there's nowhere he can get caught off guard. And at the same time, Nikov just slowly building up that archer now number.
Yeah. You need to be a quick wall if you're playing on Bedouins because you rely on those pawns and wood lines. And there's the quick gate from Nikov and the quick palisade. So well played. He's defended from this. And MBL, he's not being stopped. I thought that Max could have run back with his scouts and stopped these towers. This is dangerous stuff for Max if the towers creep in further. So he is on stone to build his own defensive towers. Needs to stop MBL from gaining map control with that.
I think the thing I'm more worried about here for the Max at the moment is he gets entirely spread out across the map, and it's just impossible to defend his base as things come on. Because like you were saying, Eagle Warriors are an option here, just those quick units that can get in, do some damage, and get out. So as soon as these towers keep coming up for MBL...
The scouts are in from both of them. There's so many scouts. Max has forging as well.
Whoa.
And good micro from him to also fight the spears. And Rubenstock distracting the archers with the no lag. That's beautiful. Yeah, see, this is the thing. Rubenstock has 600 food. Max has 200 food, and he's pumping out more scouts. Finland, with these civilizations, are going to be up to Castle Age so much faster, and they're the only ones applying pressure.
This is where things get deadly very quickly. Like you're saying, they're already transitioning to the next step in the game, and AM haven't even really joined the fight here.
This honestly comes back to the draft. That's Aftermath's biggest weakness is the draft. Why did they allow Indians and Chinese? They had a pick. What would they pick first? I forget. But anyways, they could have had Indians or Chinese, so it wouldn't have been so dominant. Max is in. And yes, the scouts are weak, but with the scouts having scale barding and forging,
that's it. They get the job done eventually, right?
Two villagers killed. The scouts seem to want to stay there, which is fascinating. Okay, he's on his way out now.
And checking out the rest of the map here, it looks like the Max still patrolling around, trying to find any damage he can with those scouts that makes things relatively easy. And then from there as well, MBL still playing extremely open, but Rubenstock moving around the edge here. He's scouting, he's poking, he's prodding, trying to find any damage that he can.
All right. I have ears. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, the problem is Rubenstock recognizes that his eco is so much stronger with Indians and that he's able to place towers and secure his shorefish. So with Rubenstock up soon, if he's making knights with the eco that he has, AM are nowhere near the next stage. It's really a landslide right now.
Yeah, how do you begin to go up against that?
And the scouts are in at MBL's base as well.
Again.
So, oh man, villagers dying left and right. 8 kills for Rubenstock with these scouts. Many of them are weak, but there's still enough to get hits in.
Well, that's all it takes. One to surround the villager on the deer, knock him out of the way, and
MBL's
here we are.
paying attention to something else right now because he's not responded here. Yeah,
and he's got all these idols down towards south as well now because he's going to deal with the opposite problem.
I think it was a desperation move. I think they... It kind of bothers me how draft matters so much, but I think that they realized, oh, shoot. Max.
Sling.
Okay, Max is slinging Rubenstock now, so that will make matters even worse.
Well, I mean, that's got to make you feel safe, right? Like, he's got a couple of towers up, he's relatively open, and then he goes, no, I'll be fine.
Well, Max needs to place defensive towers because Nikov is running around with archers and spears, but Rubenstock will be in castle and making a ton of knights. AM would need to defend from that early wave and both get to castle age. This is going to be tough. They need to survive for the next 5 minutes against very, very strong knights.
So we've got the double stable there from Rubenstock, so producing from both of those. Town center getting thrown up in the back as well.
Yeah, so Max doesn't really need feudal age if his opponent has so many villagers and so many knights. Sling is a very strong strategy, especially when 37 Indian villagers are bringing in food. Or not all food, but the point is Indian vills are insane.
All right, and the question is how can they hold this one off? Because like you were saying, those knights are just going to be so strong. They're going to make mincemeats of pretty much everything there available in feudal age. We don't have enough archers from Nikov to really be able to hold any of this back. How are we doing in terms of upgrades? They're already +2 knights as well.
Yeah, I think the only thing is if Nikov keeps his mass. Like, he has 3 spears right now. He has archers. He's no fletching. But if he keeps his mass and gets up and MBL and Nikov are not hit by it, then I think it could be decent because MBL is getting some good map control with the towers. But it's going to take some time, and Nikov's running in now, but Max actually spotted him with the villagers. I got confused for a second because there's no reason Max should be here, and the quick gates will trap this army. This army's dead. This army's dead. What a play from Finland. Great communication. This is not what AM needed to get back into the game.
Again, exactly reiterating what you said there. We just had the villagers find them, knights in the right position, and the gates came up, trapped them into the position there, and absolutely perfect play again from Suomi. They're not giving up an inch in this.
Rubenstock needs to decide where he sends his knights. Does he send his knights to Nikov, who just lost a villager to a knight, or does he send his knights to clean up the towers MBL's building? Because this could be difficult for Max. I think the correct decision, though, is because it's really the castle age players that matter. Go after Nikov. Just flood knights to Nikov before Nikov gets his upgrades.
Well, that's it. What's he got here to deal with it? He's got a little bit of palisade walling up. I'm counting a couple of spears around, but then again, +2 knights. That should be all right.
Yeah. Well, and then, even then, if Nikov defends, Rubenstock has 43 villagers. 43 villagers versus the 30 of Nikov. Like, this strategy is almost unbeatable. In fact, in the ECL stages, it wasn't draft. They were able to pick from a pool, and we always saw sling the Indians or Indians sling the Chinese or something because these civs are so dominant.
It's absolutely ridiculous what we're seeing here. Like we said, we've got the 2 stable knights going out, then we've got a 3rd town center coming up from Rubenstock as well. So he's getting his count up, like you were noting there as well, just so high. Okay,
this is the moment. Nikov hits Castle Age. He's researching pikemen. The knights are all around, and the knights are in MBL's base as well. Rubenstock is playing so well. The strategy from Suomi is exactly what they needed.
Look at the amount of spears there as well, just trying to find a way to deal with this one. Suomi, this is watertight. Every single opportunity they've had to take here, they are just jumping in there, doing the damage, and they're not overcommitting. That's the thing as well. They're giving no chance for AM to catch up here.
Aftermath as a team, I had to get this out there quick, has 69 population. And only 94 population for Finland's. Only 94 population. Oh, 96. That was exciting. But I mean, I hate to say this as a caster because obviously the players are giving their all right now, but there should be no way back. The eco lead is too extreme, and the military lead is too extreme.
I'm counting 11 spears there for MBL as well.
the boom. If Rubenstock wasn't booming, then it'd be a different story, but he's booming. And Max has done a decent job running away when he needs to and not losing builds. He actually has more than MBL does.
We've seen a little bit of villager skirmish here and there for the Max and MBL, but at the same time, it just means MBL's not where he needs to be.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what we're seeing. The Knights are just getting into the wood line, they're getting into the stone, wherever they can, and just causing absolute havoc.
Yeah, so it might not be the wisest engagements for Rubenstock if you were to engage versus, say, oh boy, MBL is building a greedy tower. That's tough. There's Knights there, MBL, and you need to leave.
That's it. Back in your
GG.
box. And there's the GG from game one, as simple as that.
So I really think this goes beyond the game itself. It goes back to the draft, and then also you have to think about what are the players thinking. I know that it's fairly obvious to the players, like Aftermath specifically, that they got out-civved. They're probably kicking themselves because they didn't draft correctly. It's late. It's been a long day. Will they perform in game 2 and 3 is my question.
Well, that's it. Will they step up to the table here? Like you were saying, these were pretty dominant civs on this matchup. As far as it goes behind the builds behind it, like, obviously Suomi had a little bit more of a plan kind of in action there, and that worked out absolutely fabulously for them.
All right, well, here's a look at the achievements. 35 kills for Rubenstock. It was a simple strategy. He obviously deserves the MVP award in game, but Max did the jobs, slung him all the resources, and it was unbeatable. It was absolutely unbeatable. We'll go into the next game next. It will be on Mongolia. I think this is where some of these civilizations for Aftermath make a lot more sense.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear we should be in for a lot more even game from the beginning.
Yes, exactly. So, Mongolia, funny enough, not very good for Mongols. Maybe they should have thought about that, but Mongols will probably be saved for Scandinavia. What I expect is... So I'm unsure, but I think it will be Huns Vikings for AM. Yeah, I think Huns Vikings. No, I take that back.
All right, go again.
No, I take back to take back.
Are we locking that in? Final answer?
We're locking that in. Final answer.
Final answer.
No lifelines. No lifelines. And for Mongolia, I wouldn't be surprised to see Spanish picked by Finland. But Scandinavia and Mongolia are both solid. If Spanish can wall and get to conquistadors, they can be insane.
Absolutely, and that's the thing as well. Mongolia generally gives you a reasonably easy wall off as well. You've got the hills, you've got the cliffs to work with.
Yes.
On top of that as well, the forest, and the way it kind of gives you this nice little tucked-in nest. So you've got a little bit of option there.
Yeah, I mean, ECL Mongolia is more open. So if you've ever played Standard Mongolia, it's like cliff nothing, and we're not ever playing that, by the way.
Luckily.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll find out. I'm excited.
That's it. We're going into game number 2, a best-of-3 series as well. So if Suomi win this one, it is actually game over for Aftermath.
Yes.
2 points in there, and they're back in. They're on the tally.
They need it. And like from a neutral perspective, I kind of want them to get that because going into the next day, they have some momentum and they have a point on the board, and they perform very well in 3v3s.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. If we give them more and more opportunity here to kind of move into it, it's going to be fantastic for them, give them that confidence they need for the 3v3 section.
Cool. So this is what Mongolia looks like in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. I'm excited. I'm ready for those days. I'm also ready for game number 2.
We are not far away now at all.
Awesome. Perfect. Just switch the colors on my side. I'm sure you guys will see it shortly. Ah, there we are. Okay, so here are the colors. Max, like, it bothers me. I know why they're doing it, but it bothers me that the Max doesn't have teal. It pains my soul, but it's okay. I'll get over it. Max is in the yellow. He is playing as the Slavs. And then in the red, we have Rubenstock. Rubenstock is playing as the Malay. And then for the other team, up against Rubenstock, we have MBL. MBL is playing as the Britons. And then in the green, we have Nikov, who's playing as the Huns.
Looking around the maps here as well, it's actually doesn't look like it's too bad for anyone, which is kind of really nice to see with the ECL maps as well. I guess MBL's looking quite open there, doesn't really have too much of that nest to kind of tuck into. Rubenstock, it looks like he's got a little bit more of an option there, but still one really open side there towards the west. And over towards the Max as well. He still does have an open side towards the east there, but look, he can make it work. None of this is horrible for anyone.
Yeah, I think the worst map here, just at first glance, would probably be MBL's. because the wall on the front it will take a lot more time, and all 3 of his golds are there, and he's going archer, so he will need that gold.
Yep.
That said, if he builds out in front of it, then he ends up securing those golds. So oftentimes we see pro players securing it no problem. It almost makes it easier in a sense. But what to expect here is that Nikov will go for scouts. This is going to be played out similarly from both teams. MBL will go for the archers. Now, might be man-at-arms into archers, but archers. And same for Finland, except it will be archers for Rubenstock with Malay, and then it will be scouts into knights for the Max.
All right, I'm just looking around really quickly as well. The Max actually having a reasonably nice flat map. He's only got one hill kind of that we really need to worry about, and even then it's quite far away from the major resources. MBL kind of has one close to his main gold there, and then moving from there, it looks like everyone else is still relatively safe. So MBL, there is of course a staging point that can be used to pull back for, and we've got the beautiful blocks back on screen as well.
Yeah, so at this point, we're looking at Max's point of view. Why does Max have his boars? MBL said that he would lame the Max. He said that it would happen and they would not fail. He didn't even try. Would it have been a good idea because Max is on the other side of the map? No, but I
But
won't
look,
trust
he made
MBL
promises.
again.
He's got to cash those checks, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, you know, there is still game 3. That is...
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That is if AM wins this. I like their civs a bit more, but I think it gets very, very difficult to deal with Slavs mid-Castle Age. So if AM takes advantage just before mid-Castle Age, I think their civilizations are going to be a bit better. You have the Hun faster stable production. You have the fact they don't have to build houses, so there's flexibility. And then I think the Britons having the extra range is going to make them a bit better than the Malay.
Absolutely. Like you said, we're going to eventually see that kind of breakdown where it is, of course, transitioning into those archers. And
MBL's attacking with his scout at Rubenstock's base. Now, this is quite a big deal because if MBL has a scout here, he could block the villager, and he might not be laming Max, but he could go for a lame on Rubenstock. Yeah, look. It's too close to the TC to try, I think. Yeah, okay. He's gone back.
Props for effort.
He failed, but it wasn't Max, so I don't know if that counts.
C minus.
Yeah.
C minus laming of the Max.
Okay, well, these are the things we have to focus on in Dark Age, guys, but wait for the barracks to come up. They're going man-at-arms. Actually, Max is walling up pretty early, which isn't too uncommon if he's going scouts, and it is a team game.
And as you've said, MBL throwing down the barracks already just about to complete for him.
MBL has just told his teammate that Rubenstock is over here, and wow, now some more walls. So Finland really wants to team wall this. I'll zoom out with Capturage to show you, I think, a wall here. Walls in between these wood lines go right to Rubenstock's base. So that would be some solid team walling. In fact, with this wood line, it's an easy wall off on the right, and Rubenstock is almost completely walled, and he will not be surprised. That's huge.
And there we go. Look at MBL starting the wall there as well.
He's going Drush FC. He's making militia, and this is kind of a risky move in team games because if both the opponents are going for feudal age pressure, they'll W. Max and Rubenstock are both getting loom now, so they will be going for feudal age pressure. But the idea here is just to delay Rubenstock as long as possible and give MBL time to get his own walls and get to Castle Age.
And there we go. Rubenstock just finishing up his barracks as well. Same thing goes for the Max, so getting very, very close there. Nikov, no barracks in sight.
So, fun little fact here for you. If Scout's in Dark Age and attacks the villager immediately turns around and attacks back. Scouts in Feudal Age, that does not happen. The villager's like, ugh, and runs away. And that's the noise they make as well, if you're wondering.
I'm going to just get that modded into the game, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Exactly. So the point is, if MBL attacks that villager with his scout, it will stop the wall a little bit more than it would in Feudal Age, even though he's doing less damage. But Rubenstock's doing the wise thing. He's making his own defensive militia. Will MBL get in, though?
And
hello.
The answer is yes.
If they fight it, it should be slightly better for MBL because of the scout HP. Yeah, this is good for MBL. He's in. He's delaying Rubenstock. He'll kill the scout. This is exactly what he would have wanted. He's buying himself that time. He's now on the way up, faster than Rubenstock is. So AM are looking good in game 2.
Perfect. Nikov already with the Feudal Age, so stable coming down from him as well. The Max on his way up. MBL on his way up behind this as well.
Yeah, so these militia don't really matter much. The only thing is that MBL is distracting Rubenstock, so he knows he's safe at home. I find his uptime a bit interesting because what he's doing is very different from what Rubenstock decided to do. He's going for Drush into archers, and Rubenstock seems to be going for Well, you know what? He's Malay. So I think it'll still be Russian to archers for Rubenstock. It's just he clicks up the feudal at a different time. And he arrives at the exact same time. That's sick. 11:26.
Like, look at the pop count. Like, it's amazing in terms of what you can get away with.
Yeah. So scouts should be coming out for Max now. There's the stable. Same for Nikov. Yep. Nikov's going for the early walls, so he invests less into this, and it keeps him safe. And Max has gone for more of the team walls. And Nikov is sniping Rubenstock's villager. This is the struggle with team walls. If you're too greedy with the walls and there's scouts around, say goodbye to your villagers.
This is just good play from Nikov in general. Like you were saying, they saw that team wall was coming up. He's been keeping an eye on it, managed to pick any villager he can there.
Yeah.
Stable's out already, so he's got the scouts out nice and quickly. The Max starting to add into this as well.
Yeah, so Finland need to rely on themselves at the moment. They are separated, and this is dangerous because they counted on walls, and Nikov is sending all of his pressure directly into Rubenstock. So Rubenstock will need some spearmen, or a spearman at least, at the start, and Max needs to send some help. Max is throwing away some HP. This is precious HP. Strong, strong start. And also, MBL will probably be making those ranges. He is at home. He's untouched at the moment. And Nikov, I don't know if he'll fully commit because of the spearman, but again, is delaying. AM are on fire right now.
This is fantastic, especially after the switch around from Game 1. Game 1, they really had some troubles getting on their feet there. In this, like you said, they're starting to take a very commanding position.
Oh, Rubenstock with the walls. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. I like how MBL is attacking the spear with the militia. What a helpful ally. That's beautiful.
You take everything you can get, right?
Yeah.
And looking at this, Nikov again just looking around, poking, prodding anywhere he can kind of get some damage, and therefore he's still streaming units across the map here, so he's nowhere near letting off.
Yeah, and it's bad. They're looking for Nikov, aren't they? Max is more to the south. This is so good in terms of map control for AM. They're untouched at home. MBL's free to make those archers.
MBL's got his walls up as well without any issue whatsoever.
And another villager comes out. They're expecting Nikov to be on the other side, but they're wrong on that. And if Nikov plays this correctly, this is another Vill sniped. Yep, that villager's gone.
This has been just glorious prediction play from them. They've just been hunting around there, waiting for whatever they can. The Max finally pushing them out of there, but at the same time, it's starting to add up.
Yeah, and Nikov just signaled, so he's probably saying, MBL, it's a house and a palisade to wall that. He'll send another Vill, send your archers. And if you look to the mini-map, there's MBL's archers and a spearman. So if they stop the wall here, I think they have the numbers and the upgrades to fight, depending on how many Max is able to reinforce with. Nikov's taking this fight. This is a very close one. He will need to leave once Rubenstock arrives, though.
And it looks like we've got MBL actually heading the wrong direction here. We have got a lot of the flares going down, so we do have the signaling there. But MBL moving around the side here and might be delaying this wall on the south by the looks of it.
I think it's a good direction. They've realized that will be walled up, and Nikov has said, no, just go to the hole. And wow, Rubenstock is here. And he's beginning to stonewall. I think this might turn into a sling. Finland feel like they're so far behind that they might have Rubenstock build a market and send resources to Max. And Rubenstock is not safe. Like this is a big, big problem.
I'm just looking at this map right now, and the team walls, like I said, they're finally starting to finish up, but still down towards that south. It has just been absolutely beautiful the way Nikov and MBL have predicted this one. Like you said, they knew it was going up and it was going into this, but here comes another one.
This blacksmith? He just lost his villager. Why is he building a blacksmith there? This is awful. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is awful for Finland. The only good thing is that Rubenstock does have some military with the Max going to Nikov.
And then we got on top of the farm as well. The villager wasn't pulled.
Yeah. Well, look at Nikov's base. He knows he's about to be doubled. He's added more scouts. Oh, he failed with the quick wall. So
even it up.
He has a tower and some spears there, though. I think he's fine. Rubenstock is. This is not fine. This is not fine at all.
Is still trying to find a way to deal with his archers. He lost access to a lot of those farms as well, so the food count is going to be delayed. Looks like MBL is going to take the fight here as well, take what kills he can.
Good micro.
Villagers pulled by Rubenstock as well.
Yeah, very, very good micro from MBL. He's got so much value out of his military this game. 13 kills and 4 deaths. Nikov as well, 3-1 KD. And Rubenstock has had a real rough game, man. He's diving in, and he'll dive underneath the tower that I guess Max either didn't see or didn't tell him about. He'll lose everything.
That's it. They can dive under, but then you've got the scouts to deal with. I think the big thing to take away here is the Max is on his way up to Castle Age, though. Bloodline's coming down, scale barding behind this as well.
That's a big difference. And I think the only, not the only thing, but the thing that Rubenstock should go for is clean up MBL's military, get his walls up, and send resources to Max. It's just all Max, all Slav power. I think that's the only play. MBL will be up and Nikov will be up. It's just that Max has been faster.
And that's it. This is his point. This is his chance to actually do some damage behind it.
Yeah.
Try and pull them both back into the game. And if he can do that, we're looking all right. But it's a big task. It's a big ask.
The funny thing, it's pretty doable if Nikov doesn't have walls. Because if Knights get to Nikov's base, he's dead. So he needs to have his whole base walled. Otherwise, he's in real trouble. And yeah, now he's making the walls.
And in fact, we're seeing a third stable come down here from the Max as well. He's looking at committing hard.
Yeah, I think you have to expect Max to realize his team is behind in the economy, forget about TCs, and just go all in Knights. It's a good decision, and it could work if he hits Nikov. MBL, he's going to be fine. He's going to be walled. He'll have crossbows. Max needs to make Nikov as weak as Rubenstock is right now.
And here we go. The Max chain barding straight onto the way, getting Bowsaw behind that as well. Like you said, MBL, Nikov obviously going to get a better uptime here than Rubenstock.
Yeah.
So they will be up eventually, but basically it's a ticking clock right now. We need to see Max get in, do that damage. And like you said, again, walls are coming down from Nikov, but will they be quick enough?
I'm serious. This is dangerous for AM. I mean, if they hold for 5-10 minutes, then the game is theirs because their team is more together as a whole. But the stone walls are up for Rubenstock. So MBL's army needs to be with Nikov. It's not with Nikov. It's out of position, and there's slow force. So +2 is already in. Forging is already in. The Knights are coming out.
Here we go. Rubenstock started the sling.
Oh, he's slinging. Okay, so he's slinging the Max. This is so dangerous. I'm so scared for Nikov. I shouldn't feel scared for players because I'm just talking about, but my God, this is so big.
We have the secondary stable coming down from Nikov as well. He's dropping a market.
No, the gate is open! No!
Oh,
no! Oh my God! And no, open it again. Okay, that's fine. The Wolf joins the party. At least it's just 2 Knights, and oh, look at the quick walls. Okay.
All right, he manages to get rid of it.
Yeah,
we have a couple of spears in there. The Wolf's in to help as well.
Yeah, just survive. He'll be okay. I think if MBL gets really fast ballistics. Oh, he's adding TCs, interesting. But if he gets fast ballistics, then he can help. And Nikov does have resources for his own Knights as a buffer.
And here we go. The spears are being cleaned up, so the Max is in now. Going to be able to do some damage. He's slowly breaking down the palisades, but at the same time, we do have Nikov over repairing.
I think this is manageable. It's certainly something he wanted to avoid, but this is very manageable. But Max could have a superstar performance. Untouched, Slav Eco, Sling from Malay.
As you were suggesting, though, we do have MBL finally making an appearance over towards Nikov as well.
Yeah.
Nikov dropping the Monastery. In fact, doubled Monastery, so preparing for that Knight kind of all-in style play.
Yeah, Nikov's behind. I mean, he's in Castle Age, but the Knights are back in. And MBL's
again,
chasing.
Taking another suggestion from you, we have MBL going down with the University as well. Ballistic's going to follow up from that quite quickly.
So the question always is, does Max add a second TC, or does he add more Knights? Second TC. I think you need to apply pressure, but you also need to add Vils. It's almost similar to the previous game, actually, for Finland, where Rubenstock had 20 more Vils and more military. Yeah, Max needs to do that, but it's a concern that all of the forces that he made didn't do more damage. MBL's fine. Nikov's fine. He'll be making monks and knights. Like, AM are still in a very strong spot.
Exactly. We have this big ball of Knights here from the Max, though, but like you said, he's just struggling to find anything to do with it. We do actually have AM coming out of the shell here now. It looks like they're trying to find some damage. We've got some Knights there from Nikov, however, they're not matching in terms of armor.
Oh my God.
And those crossbows. Let's see what they can do.
It's all down to MBL's micro because the Knight numbers are far superior for Max. He's so much more. The Knights have the attack upgrades. Yeah, I think that was a bit too early for AM to engage. Now, there will be some monks behind this most likely and more crossbows, but I'm a bit uneasy now for MBL. He needs to keep his massive crossbows. He can't go down below 20 military like this.
That's it. If he starts to lose that critical mass, these Knights are just going to stomp all over everything. We've got that risky town center coming up at the moment for Nikov as well, which there's a good chance it may get denied now as well. The monk gets taken out. We do have a couple of Knights there from Nikov, though, but will it be enough to hold this up? But look at that. Walls in around the town center, so we're not too worried about that.
It was a bad fight. It was a bad fight because the key there for the Britain player is to keep 20 to 30 units. And it's not a bad fight for MBL. He didn't make a mistake. It was a team mistake to go forward, and it was not the time. Nikov needed more. It didn't have it, or at least a few monks. And this gives Max an opportunity to expand that eco. 3 TCs now, receiving Sling. So he's receiving resources, and he has Slab Farmers, the fastest in the game, and his Vil count could possibly be the highest. That's how insane the situation is.
That's it. It's not exactly boding well. At the same time, Nikov is going to try and go down for that third town center as well.
Risky.
Again, yeah, risky as to where it is there. The Knights are just streaming in across the map. The good news is he's got some of his own there, but again, still lacking those upgrades and the numbers.
Okay, so there's a lot of factors that go into the score in Age of Empires. And normally as a caster, I try and realize, like, score can be deceiving. But funny enough, when I was in the back room and Aftermath was back there with me, they kept asking, like, oh, what's the score? What's the score difference? Is it like 200-point lead for Secret? They kept asking that. So the score is going back and forth now. So if they're looking at that, they're probably realizing that this Finland strategy to save a game which could have been dead to them is working.
And look at this as well. We can just see all the harassment coming in from the Max. Like you said, doing 2 players worth of work here. Rubenstock doing a great job supporting him.
He's up to Imp.
What?
He's up to Imp. It's the power of Sling. Sling CL is back.
It's happening, man. I actually don't know how AM's going to be able to deal with this.
Well, they need to fight. They need to fight before the Imp upgrades.
They need to cull those numbers.
Yeah, and Max should not lose his Knights to conversions like this. They can't avoid it. They cannot avoid God. So, oh, wait.
There's one.
Yep.
There's
Whoa.
2.
Yeah, there we go.
2 for 2.
See, every little bit helps, right? And MBL does have some crossbows coming in with ballistics.
And
This
MBL
is
even
good for
getting
AM.
Pike behind this as well.
This is a good fight for AM. They needed this. They took away 2 Knights. They weakened a bunch more. Max does not want to fight right now.
At the same time, we're seeing stream units across the map, though, so that 3 stable production just keep moving in. It looks like he might... Is he hunting for MBL and trying to cut off any reinforcements?
If MBL has a hole in his wall, he could be in big trouble. And sure, MBL has lots of pikes, but that just keeps him... It's more food invested, right? So he doesn't have the resources for Imp. Puts him further and further away. And normally what you have to see is MBL and Nikov go all-in Castellades versus just the Max who's an Imp, but the numbers just aren't there for Nikov. Only 12.
And it just makes such a difference in a game like this. Like, look at the Max already. He's running around. He's noticed the pikes.
Yeah.
He's going to get out of there, and that means he's straight back to Nikov.
Yeah, and MBL's talking about it. This is what mobility does for you. This is what happens when you give Max a horse civilization. He's crazy. Might not have paladins this time around, but 30 numbers, or 30 numbers, sorry. Words are hard. 30 Cavalier until 30 Knights that will be Cavalier Turkman. I apologize.
You got there. I'm just going to let it happen, man. It was
Yeah.
beautiful when we got there. We do have AM again extending out there right in the front of the base there for the Max. So
a
it's
good
just
push.
figuring out how they can do this. The Max, of course, going down with Cavalier and plate barding straight away. MBL really trying to buff those pikemen up as well, so at least that way they have some meat to throw out in front.
Yeah, this is going to be hard to judge. I think the key is that MBL lacks a ton of mobility. So they need enough forces right here. They need enough force at Max's base to make him fight. Because if they don't have enough, Max will just run and raid them, and he'll run circles around them. So, oh my god, that trap could be coming in. This could be the time for Max to take the fight. Right after plate barding and right after Cavalier.
Here we go. Like you said, he's getting this around here ready to go. The Monk's trying to get some converts, but it looks like he's going in for the kills now on top of the
Yeah.
Monks. And loses a
interesting.
couple there.
What's interesting is the fight was before those upgrades, and okay, Max deletes his buildings now. Will the Cavalier be enough?
Cavalier, of course, like you said, we did have the last armor upgrade come down. Blast Furnace in the works here as well.
It's a lot of pikemen from MBL, and Nikov is sending monks. This is not really what you would want. Maybe he'd want more knights, but monks are working really well. And the
like-
populations are good as well.
Like you said, not optimal, but does he want to stay and does he want to fight the Pikes?
Hun monks. Wow, the civ that has atheism is getting countless conversions and lots of healing as well. This is great. Max is down to 7 military, receiving full sling, and now MBL's on the way up. So Aftermath have survived that 5 to 7 minute period.
Yeah. So this was a great push by them. They really put the pressure on
Yeah.
the Max. They forced that engagement before the Max want to take it. Cavalier wasn't done. Blast Furnace wasn't done. Forced the deletion of his own buildings as well. So they've managed to buy themselves some times here. And like you said, MBL on his way up to Imperial as well. So those crossbows just going to get better and better as he goes.
Now, what is Rubenstock's walling in resources, and he's towering. This is such a Rubenstock thing. I love it. He's full sling, but he sent a few villagers out. and MBL will need that gold, too. That's hilarious.
Oh, I love it. The classic Ruben stock. Just get in there and delay and do whatever you can do to make your opponent's
be
life
annoying,
a living
man.
hell.
The funny
just
thing
be
is,
annoying.
like he probably has the biggest smile of anyone here. Like Ruben Stock and Jordan definitely are rivals when it comes to the smile competition. And you can't hate the guy, right? But, oh no, will the tower go up? Can MBO stop it? Oh, 96%.
So close.
Oh, he's not smiling now.
All right, looking down, let's see what the answer here is for the Max, because he's got crossbows, he's got halberdiers, and he's got monks everywhere in his space. Looks like we are seeing a lot of scorpions from him as well, continuing to drop stables behind that as well to give him that mobility.
I mean, this is tough, right? He has to go scorpions against pikes. He can't really switch out a cavalier. He needs to do that. And I think the fact that he's been on his own for a while is really starting to show. Look at the villager count for Nikov. Nikov's doing insanely well with his boom. He's on the way to Imp now, so another now or never time for Max, and it will be even more difficult than it was previously.
And I'm just looking here as well. He's got nowhere near the numbers he had before, nowhere near the advantage behind this as well.
He is raiding MBL. This is interesting. Bit of a raid. And some forward stables. This is a way to do it. It would pull MBL back and away from his own base. I like this idea, and I would love to see Ruben Stock send another villager forward to finish that tower. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm checking this out there, and it's just starting to look more and more dire for the Finns. We've got Ruben Stock sitting there, like you said. He's trying to be as annoying as possible. He's trying to fuel what's left of the Max here. But the Max, it's starting to get to that point where there's just so many units pushing in against him. How can he bulk up the front? He's out there, he's raiding, like you said. He's doing as much damage to MBL as he can in little splatters. But at the same time, he needs to deal with this approaching force.
It's a lot of scorpions, and AM are making mainly pikes. So with this many Cavalier, this might be the moment. MBL does not have many archers forward, and he doesn't have any upgrades on them either. So this could work. That is a lot of scorpions. I think AM need to back up. Also, Hun monks are not all that special in Imp, so it's a lot of gold to invest into Faith.
All right, let's see what we've got here.
Oh, the villager! The villager's back! Oh, man. She's back. What a babe. What a play. And now the repair. Oh, my God. Just do what you can. Do what you can. These Finland guys. And now the scorpions on the front. This is a crazy amount of scorpions.
Well, let's have a look at the damage there. It is... Look, at this point, there's not like a whole lot of damage going out through them, but they are slowly dealing with the Rams, of course. As soon as they start to pull up on top of each other, that's where the Scorpions are going to be in their prime here. So the Cavalry are just sitting behind this, looking for their opportunity. Yeah.
Still, though, the military count is ridiculous. MBL is getting his ranged upgrades for his Britain archers. And the archers can outrange the Scorpions, right? So, archers versus Scorpions. Not to mention a Mag and Elk shot from Nikov would be enough. It just still seems so difficult for Finland, but I appreciate the attempt. And with Siege Workshops on the right, again, they could hit MBL. That villager's going on to build future towers. Oh, no! I believe, Ruben Stock. You don't have anything else to focus on. Just go to the market and back to the Ville. Market, back to the Ville. That's it. Come on, I believe. All right. Oh! Oh, damn it. I wanted that to happen, and I really should have been looking here, but, you know, some things are more important.
And at the same time, look at how much ground the Max has managed to take here. He has pushed AM right back. They're just getting more and more clumped up behind this. They don't want to have to deal with the Scorpions. Nikov's forward at the moment here, trying to get more and more units out in play, but like you said, look at those crossbows slowly taking down those Scorpions.
Yeah, if Nikov goes Cavalier, I think... Well, I know the Cavalier will kill the Scorpions, and then it's just Cavalier v. Cavalier and Arbs and a ton of Halbs and Monks. Like, this is more Monks than Nikov's probably ever made in his life. Like, that is insane. With Huns, it's unreal. I don't see much of a way back for Finland unless they hit MBL with a huge force now, and they don't have it.
Well, that's it. You can see the Max is just looking around. He's trying to find some kind of engagement here. Yeah. But with the amount of Halbs, how do you even begin to push into this?
Yeah, they see the Knights. They see the Cavalier. Finland tap out. It was a great strategy. Had they not slung the Max, they wouldn't have got this far. So
absolutely. It was a good choice by them. They adapted to the gameplay, which is fantastic. Gave them a fighting shot there, but in all, AM just held this. They put the pressure on where they needed to. Maybe they took a couple of bad fights, but the big ones they needed to force was fantastic.
yeah, I'm really hoping MBL takes his headphones off so I can bring up the fact that he said he was going to lane Max. But he seems pretty focused, so that's fine. We'll go to the achievements of that game now. Max had more kills. Obviously, he was doing most of the heavy lifting on 136 kills.
But look at that. MBL by himself
yeah.
on 108 as well, so still making it worth it on his part.
Yeah, and then there was a lot of sling from Rubenstock. That's how strong it can be. But Nikov and MBL were able to boom up behind that. Credit to both Nikov and MBL because that's not easy. MBL produced 3 Barrack Pikemen in Castellate, recognizing the threat. Also boomed on multiple TCs. Then Nikov had to recover after his slow start, rather.
So it's been a good play here from both teams, but it looks like AM pulling it into a 1-1, which means this is anyone's game right now.
Yes.
Both players have the pressure on. Both teams have the pressure on.
Okay, so we have Mongols for Scandinavia and Vikings for AM, and then we'll have Spanish and Japanese. So prediction time. Japanese will play heavy on water because there's water on both sides.
Absolutely.
Spanish will take the map control. So it's important that, I don't know who's who, but I'm going to assume Rubenstock gets his walls up this time with Spanish.
Yep.
Gets the castle up and gets to conks.
And then he can take that map control, defend his ally.
Yes, exactly. And there's Rubenstock, and now we're back to MBL. And
There you go. Quick, give MBL. He doesn't have his headphones on.
yes, I mean, I don't want to ruin his focus, but he hasn't lamed, MBL has not lamed the Max once. Not even one attempt. But
Promises are being broken,
I
man.
mean, Bedouins you can't really lame, and he wasn't against
True.
Max there. So those are the excuses he'll use later on.
Absolutely. We'll take a list, guys. Don't
Only
worry.
excuses. But what is there a Civ you prefer, or a Civ matchup you prefer here?
Looking at it overall, like you said, I think the option with the Spanish, if you can go into conquistadors like that and you can take the map control, it's great. From there as well, Vikings, like we've said before, it's an absolute eco monster. If you let them start to get away, that's where the problem's going to be here. So the Spanish are going to have to get in, do some damage, prevent. Otherwise, it's going to turn into one of those snowball effects.
Yeah, I think it would be very difficult for Aftermath to deal with the Japanese fish. So they have to, if they can't deal with the fish boom, they have to prevent the conquistadors from pushing out.
So that's the thing. Early on, they're going to have to find a way to jump in here and really just kind of cut the head off the snake.
Yeah, early, and Mongols is going to be the answer there because Mongols get to feudal so fast. Scandinavia, you get extra boars, and you get tons of deer as well. So, and also, Mongols have a scouting bonus. So I'm interested to see if MBL tries to lame with that scouting bonus.
Look, promises have been made, and for those asking in the chat there about the actual sheet we had up there, basically the gold cups mean they picked the civilization they won with it.
Yes.
The silver cup going to mean silver cup with the Kraken anyway. They've used these civilizations, but they haven't lost the match with them.
Also, to the people in the chat who say I'm tired and drunk, both are false. I'm slightly tired, and I'm definitely not drunk. Thank you.
Look, he's performing really well.
Yeah. People are like, it'll make you a better caster, T90. It'll make you a better caster, yeah.
Don't worry, that smells just hand sanitizer, guys. There's that much here at the moment.
Well, again, Suomi need this. Otherwise, if they end the day today without a win here, they will have not won.
Well, that's
at
it.
all.
They're going to be sitting at 0 on the tally right now.
Bad.
If they get 2 points off this, it's going to make things a lot easier for them going into tomorrow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that hurts your mentality to want to play.
Yeah, but also, remember, they win this, they get 2 points. So the 2 1v1s they lost earlier doesn't mean much.
Exactly.
That's what all the players were saying. 1v1s do not mean near as much in this system. It's 2v2s, and then tomorrow is 3v3. So I think a win here for Suomi would go a long way. And then if they win a 3v3 tomorrow and at potentially another one, that could give them 7 points.
Absolutely. If that happens, we've got ourselves a good competition here.
Yes. I'm a huge Rubenstock fanboy. It's like after I met
it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful play.
He's such a joy to talk to, man. All right, guys. So Scandinavia is up next. Lots of ice. That is if we don't have the no snow mod. I don't know. This is not my computer. Oh, we have snow. Okay. Well,
That's it. We're here for the experience, man.
Yeah, we really should use it. This is the big stage now. So not at home. So welcome everyone. Again, it's game number 3 in a best of 3 between Suomi, aka Finland, and Aftermath. Winner here gets 2 points to take into tomorrow, and Finland need more. Max is in the red, and Max is playing as the Spanish, and then Rubenstock is in the yellow. He's playing as the Japanese. And then for Aftermath, Nikov is again in green. He's playing as the Mongols. Oh, interesting that he's playing Mongols and not the lamer boy MBL who's playing Vikings in the blue.
So looking here at the map overall, no one has it. Like, I'm looking at it here, and I'm seeing these little icebergs going on for the Max, going on for Rubenstock. So going to make it a little bit harder. If they get pushed in against the TCs, they really have nowhere to go. With the open style we've got for MBL there, look, walls are a possibility. It's something we do see on Scandinavia quite frequently, especially when we see it going into late game. So from there, I would say that MBL and Nikov have a little bit more of an advantage, as they have room to move. They have room to breathe.
Yeah. See, this is really weird map generation. I've seen this before with ECL Scandi. It could be really bad, or it could be really good for Max. And for Rubenstock. They're so close to the water, so they can wall. They can use the water as a wall, but then their golds and stones are forward. If you're that close to the edge, resources push forward.
Well, that's what I'm looking here with Rubenstock.
Yeah.
He's got that one wood to kind of work with, and he's got the
That's
gold
it.
amongst that as well. If he gets pushed away from there, he's got water to go back to. That's it.
It ultimately comes down to player preference, but I feel like if the Spanish player has stone secured, the extra walling potential is helpful here, and you should hope to take the map if you get to conks, but it's also super risky against a player as aggressive as MBL, as I say aggressive, he's walling, and a player as strong as Nikov.
And look at this. We've got MBL heading out already. Looks like he's trying to get some scouting information on the Max.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, the Max is heading over to MBL as well. So
Ooh.
both of them having a nice early timing there.
Okay, MBL's villagers loomed, so Max might not think that and attack. Yep, he attacks, he loses some HP, and now he realizes. And that's actually quite a big deal if MBL sends his scout back. But he is going forward to the Max.
Here we go.
Instant lame. Instant lame. There we go. Man, no way.
Wait,
no
wait,
way.
wait.
Don't do it.
What?
No.
Here we go. MBL delivering on his promises.
Wait. It's 3:59. Finland will re.
Oh, no. Wait, Nikov.
Oh.
What happened?
Okay, so a couple things to explain here. I don't think that's actually possible to attack. I don't think it's possible to do a double boar lure with a scout. It's like barely
I've seen
possible
it.
with an eagle. Yeah, but that was an
But
AOC.
yeah.
And boars do more damage for scouts, though. So I think that MBL realized that Max would send his scout back, kill MBL's scout, and that's why they restart. So that's really smart from AM, but that was kind of silly from MBL to even try.
Well, look, you got to give it to him. He delivered on his promise. He said he was going to go for the lane.
He said he would not
He delivered
fail.
a double.
He said he would not fail. Is that 2 fails? I don't know. But that was exciting.
Yeah, again, like strong C minus.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to complain, right? We got something to talk about.
All right, and we'll be back up, guys. Again, same map, same civilizations. Not really. Well, look at the screen, guys. There's not much else I have to kind of choose here.
Yeah. Well, here's something funny though. See, now if Aftermath gets screwed over in the first 4 minutes, they can't call restart.
Yes.
So if I'm Finland, I know I have a restart, and I go crazy forward with lames. I send both my scouts forward. I try and lane both. But then you have to factor in that there's always extra boars on this map. So it's like, okay, you have 3 boars, you lose 1, whatever.
That's it. You can make it work so easily.
Yeah. We'll see. I would like to see, if this was Arabia or something with 2 boards, we would definitely see Finland run forward and try and take advantage of this situation. Scandinavia, again, surprise. What if we were like, 4-0? Like, what?
How late did you want to be here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I would be very upset, actually, if they were to do that.
All right, looks like I can see MBL from here, and I can see him doing the shoulder dance. So it looks like he's about to get limbered up and ready to go.
Shoulder dance, ooh.
Yeah, man, it was beautiful. And here we go, guys. We are back into Scandinavia, round 2.
Okay. So, as I said, we have a little bit of perspective now. Well, first off, the TCs are same positions for both teams. So no longer does Finland have to deal with that position. That could help or hurt them. I think this makes it more difficult to wall. But here's Max in the yellow. He's playing as the Spanish again. Rubenstock's in the red, playing as the Japanese. Yeah, this whole game's different. Their positions they have 1 player on both sides.
Exactly. There's no safe water they can kind of take anymore that you're not expecting that kind of sneaky fire galley to come down on. Mm-hmm. Well, I say that, but we've got Vikings in here as well. So.
Yeah, Vikings can't make fire galleys. I think MBL could make longboats in Castle Age. He still has a very strong land eco. Hold on, I need to just fix the sound again, guys. Boom. Boom. Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got ears?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I experienced this earlier, and I didn't realize how easy it was to fix it. Okay.
Let's have a look at what we got.
Well, if the water's on both sides, I really want to talk about that. because I think the water being on this side is more important to the strategy than the gold locations. So Japanese are a shoo-in to win water, or at least keep their fish alive. Rubenstock will know that, and he's very close here. And then he would face off against Nikov, who is Mongols. So Nikov may decide not to dock at all, expect Rubenstock to go water, and maybe pressure on lands, or you go fast feudal. I really don't know. The point is it will be difficult for Nikov. And then what do you think about like the right-hand side matchup? We have Spanish for Max, and then it's Vikings for MBL.
Like you said, the big thing, of course, is going to be the fact that Vikings are missing fire ships. They don't have that kind of easy transition onto water. If they try and get on there as a couple of fire galleys already, really they kind of get stunted straight away. They have to wait till they have a little bit more number advantage on their side. So it wouldn't surprise me to see them let that one go at the start there. And then, of course, looking at it, we are going to see the Max eventually move into that Conquistadors play. The thing I'm looking for is the stone positioning here. He's got one in the back, one in the front, so he does have a lot to work with.
It might be a bit of a flip-flop, because if Max wants to go for the Conquistadors, and he does have that safe stone there, he probably won't go heavy on water, and MBL might comfortably take water, as Vikings with just regular galleys. And as I said, on the left side, you would expect Japanese to have an edge there. So we might see Nikov go for land aggression for AM, and Max go for land aggression for Finland, only that land aggression that Spanish want is in Castle Age, not feudal.
And it looks like we've got MBL starting up with some walls here already. Doesn't want to leave anything to chance. Of course, the winner of this one will take the series, and they will get the points from this. 2 points going towards the tally there. So players, again, maybe not playing safe, but playing smart. Yeah,
I think AM will be feeling very good if they win this set, and not so good. The way their perspective going into tomorrow changes completely on this set. And Finland's probably the same. I think 2 points here going into some 3v3s tomorrow would mean it's anyone's chance at the finals.
And we've got MBL looking around. MBL's at the max right now as well. He's standing right next to that boar. Is he going to try and lame the villager? It looks like... Oh, I was about to say, it looks like he's out of there, but he's looking for it.
There we go.
Round 3, baby.
Okay, so can Max do the trick? There's no lag. There's no lag. Okay, the board goes back. That's so good for MBL. He didn't lose any HP on his scout.
That is amazing.
That was sick.
That's it. It shows you exactly what's possible here in these zero, kind of no-lag situations. Yeah. We've seen some amazing micro against Mangonels, but this... Will the Max even go back? Will he go for it at all?
With MBL there, it's I know pig. You just you just don't touch it. It's not... meat is not on the menu anymore, okay? Well, you could go to the other board. Does MBL know about that one? Oh, okay, sorry. I was just reacting to the fact that Max attacked MBL's Vil, which did dock there.
So we know what's going on here. And again, the Max starting to grab that other board there as well. And it looks like MBL's still kind of camping out around the other one. I don't think he's got a chance here really to delay on the other one.
Yeah, I mean, he'll go for this one first. This is kind of a waste of time for MBL now. His scout could be doing other things, scouting for the dock, for example. But he's MBL.
Like, that's it, right? This is where he gets the most enjoyment from the game.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain when people stream and he lames them, he goes back and he watches their reaction afterwards. Like, oh, man.
And MBL as well using this time, starting to get the rest of his walls up here. Looks like it won't be in too bad of a situation at all. Starting to get those fishing ships out behind this as well.
Oh, Max with the revenge! And MBL did the house trick to de-aggro the board. Watch this. Max, you can't do it to him, man. Whoa. You can't do it to him. Now, I'd love for Max to go back for his at the same time.
But here we go. Watch. He goes again.
He is fearless. He knows he can't be lamed. Look. He's the boar whisperer. He shoots it twice. Yeah, he's fine. This is crazy. MBL's so good. And with no lag, there's no way that Max ever stops this.
What's that?
Well, no. Oh, shit! Oh, my God. I mean, it's going to come in eventually, surely. Oh, my
I should mention as well here, as much fun as we're having, Nikov has hit Feudal Age.
Yes, of course.
So he's going to be making a play, but this is where the game is right now. The militia.
Has made a militia to counter the scout. This is perfect. But no, MBL is going for a Drush FC attempt. And so I think that's why he's walled so heavily, which is a nice play. And Max is on his way up. He's forgetting about his boar for now. Max is on gold as well, so I think Max will actually go for some water control on that other side and take MBL off of the water.
Yeah, looking at this one here from Nikov, we're seeing a very similar playstyle. We've got 2 docks down already for
it's
Nikov.
good.
He's got fire ships out already halfway across the map. We can see that Rubenstock's going for the 2 dock as well, but like we said, Nikov's been up a little bit earlier here. He's going to be able to get some idle time on those fishing ships, and he will have a little bit of a numbers advantage here.
If this was any other Civ, Rubenstock would lose all of his fish, and he would be really behind. But since he's Japanese, he might lose 1, but he can still make some more fire galleys here. So I think this works as Mongols because you get to feudal so quickly. Let's see if Rubenstock can respond, though. I like the approach to go for water as opposed to going for scouts and such. I know that scouts are solid with Mongols, but I think you cannot allow the Japanese player to boom freely on water.
Exactly, and that's what we're seeing here. Nikov's realized that threat, and he's really committed to it nice and early.
Oh, MBL's militia are killing the deer. This is good. He's killing the deer, so this is more laming. And the pig is still standing there. I wonder if Max will ever be tempted.
Scout's still there, ready to go as well. He has not moved. He's looking for every chance he can get.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous, man. You love it, but you hate it. If it happens to you, you hate it. Oh man, but now Rubenstock's barrack villager is getting attacked. Now can he pull out the quick walls?
Here we go.
Or will
Let's
he
have a
just
look.
run right back?
Looks like he wants to take the fight.
Yeah, it's
but
the dead,
kill it and
dead
get out of
bill.
there, right?
Yeah, some players aren't confident with the quick walling abilities. Nikov kills a Vil, is also winning on water for his team on the other side. This is really good for AM at the moment.
Nikov's doing a great job, and he's just continually reinforcing this number as well. Look how many fire galleys he has there.
Oh,
in play.
and MBL, he found the tower villager from Max, tried to gate in the villager. She promptly batters down the gate with one single slap. And now she's on the move, so I guess good defense from MBL, but good job from Max to get out of there.
And looking at this, it looks like we do have Rubenstock running all the way back up to Nikov at the moment. A
Yeah.
couple of fire galleys there, just looking for something, some kind of information, do whatever he can with it. But at the same time, Nikov's starting to convincingly take water here.
MBL is annoying Max so much, man. Like every time I look back over here, there's militia forcing garrisons, the scouts being annoying. It's wild. But he didn't kill all the deer, though. He left it there. It's really weird. And now Max will gladly take that.
You're right, that was uncharacteristically nice
And Max
of
has
MBL.
wiped up MBL on water, by the way. So that's a key here.
All right, MBL only just hitting feudal age now as well. Like you said, went for that Drush, that kind of style of fast castle build, but is he going to have the resource to make it happen?
Will Nikov realize that Rubenstock has forwarded him as well? Yeah, that's going to be a surprise. If archers start coming in, big surprise for Nikov, who doesn't have his scout in the area. In fact, I think he may have... His micro's been very good. His KD's strong. I'm not sure if he has his scout alive at the moment. He does, somewhere.
Well, there we go. He's seen the archer now. First archer comes in, and he knows what he's up against. Blacksmith getting thrown down for Nikov there. Market as well.
Good
looking
work.
At the other side, we've got, the Max complete control of the water, like you were saying. He's got fishing ships out in play, and he's good to go.
I mean, that's good work. One tile gap was plugged by the stone wall. Now the concern for AM is what is MBL going to do, right? Because he drushed, he lamed, but the strategy just doesn't seem to be there. He still hasn't clicked up. He's building a market. Is he about to sling?
Well, we've got a market from both players here as well.
Is it sling or is it eco balance? Because I don't love slinging the Mongols, but I also feel like MBL's lost his water control. He doesn't have military control. He has resource. No, he's up. Okay, he's used the market to go up. Never mind.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so with a faster castle, he should probably go for crossbowman. Unfortunately for him, he can't go back on the water easily if Max kills those docks.
And that's where the stress really comes into it. He let his opponent have that massive fishing bonus that's really going to help him out throughout this. And at the same time, we're just seeing him build docks up along the sides here and try and find any kind of advantage he can.
Man, Nikov is so good on these hybrid maps. He's already pressured Rubenstock on water. He has this clutch repair. Now, don't ask me how that works, because that's Age of Empires for you. But he keeps the fire galley alive, and he kills 2. 8 kills, 1 death, all versus Rubenstock. Really sick stuff from him.
That's an insane stat. Like,
And he's
absolutely insane.
And he's up. So he's already on his way to Castle Age. This is really good. But, oh, the archers from Rubenstock go to MBL now. And MBL doesn't have enough to defend from this just yet. So he needs to rely on the walls and maybe a tower.
Starts to buy
case
himself
scenario.
some time, yeah. And then from there, eventually move up into those crossbows, or at least at this point in time, he is starting to get skirmishes out, so he will be able to deal with this in a little bit.
Yeah. Those are the little things, like repairing the ice. I don't want them to change that. Please don't change that. I know it looks dumb, but that's beautiful. Well, look where the stone is for Max. I find this a bit peculiar. Maybe you know what? Maybe he has some PTSD. He doesn't want to revisit the pig area. So he doesn't want the back stone, but the forward stone is risky when MBL is going for archer units.
But at the same time, Rubenstock's already over there. He's kind of holding this one down for the moment.
Yeah.
Of course, we are going to see, there we go, here comes the danger. MBL hits Castle Age, can start basically taking a little bit more map control, which will be nice. But at the same time here, Rubenstock's doing his best to kind of keep him in his box.
Yeah, this is a lot of military, but it's feudal age military for Rubenstock, and he's Japanese without a fish boom. So Max will get Castle Age. He might comfortably get the castle up, but Rubenstock is certainly behind for his team, and I expect Nikov to boom heavily. He has some stone walls. He reaches Castle Age now, and he has the water on the other side. So look at the fishing ships for him. Such a strong eco. And the transport. Okay, I was wondering if Max would transport Rubenstock's archers around. That's good work, but it's also good work from MBL to wall, man. These guys are so good.
Yeah, he saw that one coming a mile away by the looks of it. He was already wall up by the time they landed. Longboat's coming out for MBL, though, so it does look like he wanted to make some kind of an attempt there, but I think production's already stalled.
Yeah, and he wants to make longboats. He wants to take the water away from Max because he knows Max will prioritize land. Max did a fantastic job of weakening the docks, though, and he's close to killing them. So if MBL can't mass enough longboats to deal with this, he could find himself off water, and then with no defense on land, really. He has a few archers and skirms around. Max will be making conquistadors.
In fact, that's it. The castle's already been dropped at the front there.
Yeah.
Going to defend the stone as well, and like you said, the conquistadors, man, they can get in there and just take map control so easily.
Okay, so
and there
are
we go.
you
Castle from Nikov as well.
are you good at doing aftermath impressions?
No. I'm going to be honest right
Okay, I'm not good either, but like, if Nikov doesn't save MBL, MBL is going to be like, Nikov, Nikov, save me, because he's not looking too hot. He doesn't have the docks. Nikov is making a castle for Mangadai, but that you need more Mangadai to be able to deal with the conquistadors.
Exactly here, and I guess this is where it comes down to. Conquistadors all the way are out for Max, so we're going to see exactly how much control he can take with this one. Rubenstock, of course, does still have the ford there, and it is still operational. Going to be up in Castle Age in a little bit, like he's been getting there. Town Center coming down at the front of that fort as well for Rubenstock.
Oh, the castle's there. It's a bit sloppy because he'll lose a Vil. His castle doesn't have fletching yet, which is a problem. I think that TC's denied. Rubenstock will get his upgrades. Yeah, Rubenstock, if he gets crossbow Bodkin, I don't see the TC going up, but now Rubenstock seems to think that running is a good idea.
And that's what's happening.
I mean, no fletching, my friends. Come right back in. Yeah, boom, free Mangadai, Manga dead, and Vils will be dead too.
Well, that's it. There's one villager there hanging out on 6 HP as well.
And now the archers and the conquistadors are closing in on MBL. This is dangerous for Aftermath. I get the strategy because MBL's full boom, but this is extremely dangerous.
Exactly. Rubenstock's done a great job here at keeping the pressure on, because it's one of those things. He lost the water early on, like we saw. The forward got denied a little bit pretty quickly there by Nikov, and immediately straight over to MBL, started putting the pressure on him, and gave the Max kind of that space he needed to breathe.
I think MBL was too focused on laming in Dark Age. He didn't have a clear strategy. MBL actually says it himself. He says he plays worse when he lames, which is why in recent tournaments he hasn't been doing it too often. But it all comes back to MBL not having water or land. You have to commit to one or the other. Max committed to land. Rubenstock is initially committed to water, but now he has lands control. It's great for Finland. The only thing I'd say is that Nikov could carry. And I'm expecting it, too, with the amount of fish that he has.
That's it. He's going to have a lot of resource to work with here.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. Even then, he's got those fire ships constantly patrolling, making sure there's no attempt by Rubenstock to get back onto water. He wants to know he has this nice and secure, and he can use his food however he wants. Yeah,
the other thing about MBL, if there's one player that Aftermath wanted to just survive while the other boomed, it would be MBL.
Oh, man. Just got a free Mangonel there as well with the conks.
You can't defend against Conquistadors with Mangonels. He's housed at the moment. He probably does he want a tower here? Or this is scary, scary stuff for MBL. Now, on your screen, MBL is a different color, I guess.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But at the same time, look at this. The conks are in, the crossbows are in. How can he manage to kind of hold on to this one a little bit further than he needs to?
I mean, Mangadai, right? Nico! Nico, send me help. Oh my god, he has to delay and keep whatever villager he can alive. Nikov needs to arrive quickly, man. And he needs Bodkin arrow. Okay, he has Bodkin. He needs ballistics. He has a good boom, a good eco, but he needs to get here soon.
And looking at this as well, Nikov moving up into his 3rd town center, taking a little bit of a boom approach behind as well. But that's the thing, he's going to have as much food as he's ever going to need.
So Kongs have 6 range, as do Mangadai. Kongs have 16 attack. Mangadai have 8. So it's really no bueno. The only thing is that with a few Mangonels and good micro from Nikov, it could be okay. And they've trapped the Conquistadors and the crossbows in here as well.
All right, here we go. Let's see how those attack rounds are and how the micro is with 0 lag on the system here.
Yeah.
The crossbow's doing a good job at taking out whatever they can.
Yeah, that. Oh, wow. Great micro from MBL to keep the Mangonel alive. Yeah, you expect Nikov to still be getting called, so he arrives with more. And this is really good for AM. This is really good. The way MBL had his positions town centered. His town centers. This has been a rough day. Town centers positioned was really good, actually. He lost maybe 6 farms, but he saved the vills.
Well, that's it. As far as it goes, this has really limited the amount of damage. And look at that. Nikov's there with
Yeah, that's good
Mangadai
work.
as well. Going to get some picks on the way through there, but those Conquistadors, man, they just do so much damage.
Yeah, it's good work, though. It's good work. You cut down on the numbers of Conquistadors. They're strong in early to mid-castle age. They get weaker and weaker and weaker as players near Imp. And speaking of Imp, Nikov's vill count is very high. He has the fishing ships as well. It's actually slightly more vills for AM and 10 more fishing ships.
At the same time, Rubenstock trying to catch up. He's got the 3rd town center down now.
Oh, that hurts. Nikov lost his numbers. You can't lose numbers when you're creating a unit that can be created out of only 1 castle. It's too risky. Oh, God.
Here we go.
Oh,
Is it going
God,
to be the hit?
Rubenstock, no! Oh, he reacts. Whew. Thank
That's
God.
it. One big sigh of relief.
Thank
And
God.
a good split again.
Yeah, thank God for no lag.
Rubenstock just proving here how he's not just like a cheap trick player.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely seen people like, oh, you know, he's just going to drop towers. He's just going to drop multiple TCs until he wins. And it's one of those things in here. He's showing exactly how skilled he is. The dodges have been great. The playstyle has been fantastic as well.
Yeah, don't speak too soon because he's in a real rough position. He really needs to get back to his base. Max is on the way to the Imperial Age now, everyone. And most likely that means a Cavalier switch. You see that a lot. And Stonewalls. Finland loved to get the Stonewalls up and take advantage of the Spanish trade.
Well, there we go. Hey, it looks like they're going for that full team wall already.
That's a good area for it. Yeah, good move from Rubenstock to go back. With 2 Mangonels and that many Mangadai, you got to back up and go back home. And now that unfortunately means Max's wall will not be completed. And Nikov is also on the way to the Imperial Age. This is a really strong game. Big difference is that MBL has outboomed Rubenstock.
Yeah, I'm just counting the amount of town centers here, and he's doing like ridiculous booming, right?
Wow. Okay, this is like Dow 2010. I'm probably wrong on the year because I wasn't around back then, but casting some recorded games back in the day, it was 5, 6, 7 TCs, all eco, no micro, just as he likes it.
That's it. Just rally the units, and eventually he'll get there.
But we have to throw a doubt cheap shot in there, even if it's not even secret.
Look, he can take it, man. He can take it.
This is true.
Secondary castle coming up there for the Max as well. However, the Mangadai right on top of it, but look at that. It's so close to finishing up.
Yeah, then Spanish builders mean it should be fine. Good damage from Nikov to kill a build, but he should get out of here. Oh, boy. He could be trapped before he gets upgrades, though. I don't think he'll like this.
Here come the crossbows. Going to try and whittle those numbers down again. Like you said, a unit that takes so long to build up the mass of.
That was sick micro, too. Just the little splits.
But we do have the NBL Mangonels here as well.
Yeah, so they might come back around. Rubenstock did not see the Mangonels. He's probably not expecting them, but he realizes.
He wises up.
Yeah, good move. And he will click up as well. So all 4 players will be in the Imperial Age, however this game ends, unless Rubenstock gets destroyed right now.
That's it. Unless he gets absolutely massacred right now by a couple of these Mangonels.
Which is very possible because Max has no support. He's making the transition into Cavalier.
Just look at the amount of stables he's throwing up at the front of the base. I think he's got about 5 there ready to go. So as soon as he gets the chance, he's going to be rallying stuff forward. But you're right, Rubenstock has to survive the now.
Yeah, and MBL is one of the best players with Mangonel attack rounds. He'll expect the split, and he will fire to the side. And also, Bracer is on the way in for the Mangudai. This is trouble for Rubenstock. It's all because that one wall was stopped. Finland didn't wall fast enough. I now see a forward castle for MBL in the choke point, so the wall will be denied further.
That's it. They want to keep that opening. They want to be able to keep this aggressive pressure on. Second castle down for Nikov as well, so he's going to be able to keep rallying those Mangudai in.
Yeah, and MBL, I think he might go Pikeman and Berserks. Like, Pikeman and Berserks with Vikings is a very strong counter to Cavalier.
I'm actually in. I would love to see that. We've seen so many unique styles of play in this tournament already. Seeing something like that. And another forward castle from MBL as well.
Wow.
He wants to solidify this position on the hill here. He doesn't want to give a chance.
That's risky. If Max sees it, Max would stop it. But Max does not see it because he's too busy looking at Rubenstock's base.
And there we go, MBL up into Imperial as well, starting to get plate mail, forging exactly the path you were looking at there. Cavalier, again, just trying to find their options here, see exactly what they can work with.
Where are these Machinels going? What is MBL? Why is he here? It's just rolling around.
He might catch the woodline start up the way this is going, actually.
Yeah, this is a great play from Nikov to run. Get out of here and save your numbers.
Look at that. Another castle comes up on the front for Nikov as well. Wants to get rid of all of that forward.
Yeah, this is looking so good for AM. Their eco is what's doing it, right? It's expensive options. Berserks, Pikes with the Chivalry upgrade, which makes them stronger against Cav. It's expensive and it's not easy to justify. But MBL's Boom with the 5 TCs worked. Oh, Chieftain. I said Chivalry, right?
That's all good. I wasn't going to correct you, but yes.
It's the same thing. It's a C word, whatever.
Chieftain's what we're after.
Yeah. So Chieftains gives them that bonus. And Nikov, he didn't really make it out, did he?
Yeah, he's just lost a couple of units here and there, and it's just keeping it away from that critical mass you can kind of hit with Mangudai. I guess the good news is for AM in general, they're starting to get these castles up. They've got this great aggressive kind of split down the middle here they can continue to work with. And as long as they can kind of keep that open and make sure, again, the max just doesn't hit ridiculous things. But look at this. We've got Rubenstock sending, or I guess the max sending a couple of resources over to Rubenstock as well.
Yeah, so Rubenstock must be struggling for resources big time to get his upgrades. The upgrade that Max needs and that Finland needs to win this game is Paladin, and it's on the way. So I think he probably is just lending a helping hand. There will be a big engagement now. The problem for Rubenstock and Max is they can't push these castles right now. So I think maybe Max should attempt to run around. Yeah, like run around where MBL's not walled and go through some holes if he can find any.
Looks like MBL managed to catch that one fairly quickly. House coming up in the gap there as well. Stonewall's up towards the side, so I don't know exactly where he's going to be able to get in here. Trying to find what he can, but the good news is he's seen the Berserks.
Yeah, there's quite a few chokes. I mean, it's good news and it's bad news. He knows that he's up against Berserks, but there's really no counter to it because the team composition has to be range and melee. So it's Arbalest and Paladin. That's what Finland have to go for. There's really... It's hard for him to do anything else. So if his best option gets countered by Mangudai Berserk, which I think is better than Paladin Arb, it's tough. And that's what MBL was probably thinking when he was booming. He knew that this late game comp was almost unstoppable.
Oh man, I'm just looking at this. We've got one Trebuchet out for the max now, and the Mangudai just
Sniped
take it down straight away. Can't even engage the castle.
And MBL will probably make his own Trebs, like make his own siege, castle these hills, push Max back.
That's it. He's already got plans to put a castle up there, and there's nothing that really, at the moment, Suomi can do to push into this.
Yeah, so the more and more this game develops, I think back to how strong Nikov was versus Rubenstock, because Rubenstock's civilization is good for early game and the fish boom. And since Nikov won there, he was able to get up to Castle Age, he was able to get to Imp. Japanese just don't match up to these civilizations with post-Imp compositions.
Looks like we're seeing, yep, here comes that castle that we were expecting on the hill there. And really, we just need to find a way to deal with these arbs so it's not too many units lost for no reason.
I need to bail on that, honestly. It's tough to say, but I think...
Looks like they're going for it, man.
All right, they're diving in. The Berserks are fully upgraded, and the Mangudai are as well. They dive in, and the Arbalests are just running half the time. They're not even fighting for Finland.
This is such an issue. Those Arbalests need to be getting what damage they can on top of the Berserks there, because the Berserks are just absolutely eating through the Paladins.
Yeah, and if you compare the HP and the numbers, it's more for Nikov and MBL. The castle goes up. I'm sure it will be repaired. And then Max's will go down, and that's when they should probably resume the fight. The only reason I didn't like that was because there's a castle, and the Arbs were safe and protected for Rubenstock, but they got the position they wanted.
At the same time, denied the Treb there as well, so they've managed to pull themselves ahead in the Treb war. So, look, a lot of wins, but at the same time, yeah, risky move.
Now, Finland's adding trade. The problem is they need to they need an answer to this right now. The trade doesn't really solve their composition problems. It could maybe give Max more paladins with gold. But this is crazy. Look at the force. AM is not hesitating at all, and Finland is running away, as they should be.
And those Mangudai, of course, catching as many units as they can on the retreat, getting their hits in there. And again, look at this, the Berserk straight on top of the Paladins. Mangudai doing what damage they can against the Paladins as well. And the numbers for Rubenstock are just low.
Yeah, crazy performance from AM. I feel bad for Rubenstock, because what do you do here? You try and focus down the Mangudai. I guess that's your best bet. But Mangudai are 80 HP units. They fire so quickly. The Paladins are just melting in front of your Arbs. And the population is looking really, really bad for Max with his Paladin numbers. 25 versus 47 for Nikov and 40 for MBL.
There's the outpost as well. MBL just wants to know what's going on.
Okay, yeah, don't build more than one MBL. We don't want drama.
That's it. No more drama. I'd like to think he's learned his lesson. He's a smart boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be something. I mean, there's a small tussle on the other side, but all of the military's coming in. The other thing is the reinforcements for Nikov are so much faster because he has a mounted unit.
And then, of course, the other side of this being MBL, he's just got castles everywhere. He's just rallying units to the front. I
mean, this is not BM. These outposts are actually helping. MBL is kind of known for his outpost rush thing, and I think so far it's okay. If I wanted to, I could easily turn that into a bit of drama. I'm sure Twitch chat will handle that if I don't.
But that's it. No, this is important. Keeping an eye out for anything that's kind of moving in here, anything they do need to deal with. The thing is, like you said, the composition's good, but they can't be caught off guard now.
Yeah, it's... man, it's the trade thing. If the trade kicks in, then maybe Spanish do get more gold per trade, but this composition just seems too hard to stop.
Well, that's it. They need to survive until that moment. We've already got the trebuchets in here.
Yeah.
They're beginning to deal with the castle. We do have one out for the Max. It looks like he's trying to slow that down. But again, the Mangudai can kind of just dive under, snipe it whenever they want, get out of there.
I mean, look at the KD for Nikov. All the calling out for Nikov earlier helped. It's worked.
And there we go. Here's the snipe on the Treb.
Yep.
And look at that. And he runs away, and that ends the Treb war.
And now
Castle goes down and advance.
Yeah. Berserker gang now, so these Berserks heal up.
That's what MBL needed. More time between fights to heal up and just go again.
It's pretty expensive, too. It's kind of a rare time. Oh, we got archers, boys. Let's go. The archers you didn't use earlier. Where did they come from? All right, well, it's a party. Everyone can join. Everyone's welcome. We don't discriminate here.
And look at this, we're into the eco of the Max now. He doesn't have much left apart from this. And of course, once all these farms kind of go down, the TCs, but it looks like we're going to see one big engagement here.
Ooh, oh, Nikov's patrol.
Bit of overextend.
That patrol was really weird. Either he forgot or bugged out, and that could be Finland's chance to hold in this engagement. Because the Berserks do melt against our Paladin. It's just in combination with the...
and they may have held this. I see that, but I'm looking at all the reinforcements coming in now as well.
Yeah,
Looks like a second push from AM is just inevitable right now.
MBL has 4 castles, spamming Berserks. So, can grab the relics maybe. If you're curious, the relic count is just 1 for Max, which I guess he's moved to the back of his base. So this is, I'm just going to zoom out for the viewers at home. This is where the trade's running. We could see water control come into play there. But both teams are trading. It's just that there's more trade currently for Finland's.
Yeah, we've seen a bit more of an investment from them earlier on in the game here.
20 more trades, no joke, man. Sorry to interrupt you, Turkman.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But that's it. Basically moving into that trade earlier means the longer the game kind of goes, the more set up they're going to be for it. So they need to hold these pushes, and if they do so, they're in with a good shot here.
I mean, the populations are solid, and for the first time in a long time, the Finland populations are significantly higher. It's 50 for Max and 70 for Rubenstock, and they also have 20 more trade with the Spanish bonus. It's working. They're holding.
That's it. If they can just kind of hold this onslaught a little bit more, they'll be able to start pushing back. They've got the trade there, so they've got the gold count they're going to need to be able to push this back with a couple of trebuchets. Just have the arbalists. Like, the arb numbers are starting to get dangerous.
And MBL's numbers are non-existent. The Berserks cannot deal with this many arbs behind. They can't deal with 50 paladins.
Like you were saying, they're a great mate shield until basically that arb number starts to get too high where they just can't exist there.
Yeah. You know what I think happened there? MBL's been struggling for resources for a while. Nikov's had pretty low gold count. I think at this point they're trying to add trade, and it's getting quite expensive to make trade and the military.
So they're suffering in terms of getting the military production out there at the same time. They haven't thought about the long game,
so
like
now,
Suomi have.
Yeah, I mean, but now, you know, expecting that AM are walling, right? So they're they realize that they need time for their trade to kick in a little bit. I am kind of expecting some shenanigans with transports. If you could keep an eye on that for me, because I saw transports were being created.
I can absolutely do that for you.
But what a final game of the day. This is a sweet,
Exactly. Like
sweet
I've
game.
said, this entire time, there has been no series whatsoever. And in fact, there's your double transport from Nikov coming in right near his dock right now.
Okay, so Mangadai into the trade. That's got to be it. I would love to see either full-on walls or Japanese towers on this shoreline, because there's no water control for Rubenstock. Their transport cannot be denied.
Well, that's it. There's no way he can know this coming. If he just lands right next to the trade, the amount it takes to get that up and going again, we can have a similar effect here, where basically Suomi are going to have to invest into the trade, which means AM again have that chance to push in.
Yeah, and there's, as I say, that there's guard tower and Yasama, so there's stone walls. I would expect some towers in the trade, and big push back from Finland's man. The trade kicked in. Max lost a quarter of his eco. Look at this destruction. He's getting his relics back. He'll have 3 relics.
Oh, man, they've just got such a good push. But the Mangadai...
The towers weren't up yet. The towers weren't up yet. He was just about to build them. Oh, this could change. Oh, Max is expecting it.
He flared it earlier, so he knew it was coming. The towers just weren't there. The question is how much they lose until then.
I think they're fine now. At least one tower will go up if Rubenstock sends more vills, and the Paladins will distract the Mangadai.
And even on the other side, that Ford Castle now from MBL is under attack.
Yes.
We've got the Paladins doing a great job, but look at this. Again, the arms, like you were saying, they just begin shredding through those Berserks. There's no way he can really take an engagement here.
Now, I say they're fine, but the trade numbers are even now. So... trade numbers are even. Spanish trade bonus
still dodging
works.
around, killing as many units as he can.
Yeah, this is good. This is good value. But the second time around, this won't be easy.
Well, that's it. The towers are already coming up now.
Yeah. Onager for Nikov, for Rubenstock. That's interesting. Japanese are kind of at their potential now. Towers and ARBs for team games.
But look at this. We've also got this being backed up by siege rams now.
Oh my
from
God!
Nikov,
that's why he's getting
coming through
Onager.
the walls.
He
needs
an
a way to
answer
deal
the
with
Rams.
it. Exactly.
And this takes away from that push on the other side. He has 70 ARBs there, but he can't help himself. That's for sure. So Max is building stables here to help out, and Rubenstock is making walls. Oh, can the Onagers come out in time?
That's it. Just look how close this is to the trade. If they can get in there and knock that out again, it just puts him in such a good position here. But there we go.
You need a few
out.
Onagers. Yeah. That Max is such a beast. Look at the Paladins storm in. This is a sick game. And meanwhile, MBL is losing to Rubenstock, or at least he's losing the castles. But the teamwork from Finland to stay in this and even be leading this possibly is crazy.
And here we go. It looks like those siege rams. They're getting so close, man. But at the same time, that Onager behind it just makes it so hard to crack through.
Rubenstock.
Oh, my Lord.
Rubenstock, what are you doing, man? Okay, he's fine. It's still a fight he will win. And he's continuing to push. And meanwhile, Max holds with Rubenstock on the left flank.
Look at this. Over here, we've got Rubenstock looking for a way to get in on top of MBL here. MBL going to find it very hard to pick an engagement here. And again, getting dangerously close to that trade.
Yeah, so MBL is about to complete the Onager upgrade. And he has 2 Mangonels next to these units. Does he land a big shot? We all want it to happen. Okay, the upgrade finishes. Ah! No, there's no lag. Like, we don't have Mangonel shots anymore because of the lack of lag. This is unfair.
Look, it's definitely just taking a different level of skill here to kind of get this going.
Yeah, Rubenstock had to do that in Castle Age too. Rubenstock has recovered really well. He has more kills than Max does, actually.
And at the same time, look at this. There's no push from Nikov down there at all at the moment.
And look how close Finland are to the trade. Like, here comes Nikov. He's coming to help. But the trade is not stonewalled in like on the other side for Finland. And MBL doesn't have the castle numbers he needs. He's not floating resources. This is extremely bad for AM. If they lose this corner, it's GG. They need that trade.
And look at this. All it takes is we need some bulk in front of those guys. We've, of course, got the Mangadai moving around here as well. Paladins, when they start to back this up, it's going to be issue after issue. And look at that. We've even got Max solidifying that position on the hill. But it looks like here comes the engagement versus the ARBs.
Yeah, it's a lot of Mangadai. That's the problem. They're fast, so they get over here. Whereas if Rubenstock is needed on the left-hand side, it'll take him 3 times as long to get there. You know, one thing I want to bring up is I see Max getting a lot of dock techs right now. It would be an absolute treat to see Elite Cannon Galleon for Spanish on the shoreline. he has the gold for it, that's for sure. And just a few of them would do work. Wow, speaking of doing work, the Mega Die.
Just carving a hole through these Paladins. Of course, Berserk's kind of just hanging around the area as well, but here we go. The Arbalest joined the fight, and the Mega Die do have to get out of there.
Oh, and Nikov, he has some Navy as well, trying to stop the towers. Now, the towers, if they're keeps, and with all upgrades, will actually kill Navy. They're pretty beastly. But, man, this game's never going to end. I don't think we'll ever get some sleep tonight. So, hope you guys brought your PJs. This is tough. I still feel like with Mangadai, the game can always change immediately with a trade raid, whereas Finland's kind of have to push slowly, and convincingly they can't surprise much.
But at the same time, look at like what's between them and the trade now. It's just turning into wall after wall.
Yeah. Elite Cannon Galleon for Max.
There you go. Good call.
Yeah, so I think not only do Finlands have the more efficient trade because they're trading closest to the shoreline, so they get more gold per trip normally, but they also have the Spanish trade bonus. They also have a lot more trade in general. So they're banking up more gold. And with the Cannon Galleons, that keeps MBL from expanding his markets to the shoreline.
Again, though, look at this fight in the middle here. We've got MBL just throwing. That was just some bad coordination.
Yeah,
we had the Vikings. Yep.
Uphill.
No
Nikov
Mangadai
wasn't
support
there.
at the start.
I think this is getting to the point where we see some more things from Mongols, notably the siege.
Well, that's it. We need to get something mixed in here to be able to begin to deal with this, right?
If he gets siege onager, then this game becomes very, very different. Regular onager from Vikings, decent, and oh! There we go!
That's some good hits, though.
There we go, very decent. What an army from both of them, over 100 military. This is insane. Most of it's at the same spot. Another onager shot, but it misses.
Doesn't connect as well as it could have here. The Paladin numbers slowly starting to get whittled down. We do have, of course, the Berserks doing work. We've got the Mangadai doing work. And then, of course, behind this, look at how quickly those Mangadai can get on top of the Arbalest.
Yeah, I mean, Max's Paladin's numbers got chewed up there. MBL lost a lot, but I think he's giving space and time for Nikov's Mangadai. I would love to see the Siege Onager switch now, especially because he has the drill, so you can roll in, I guess, to the Arbalest much quicker. You only need a few of them. You just make like 2 to 5 of them. It's fine.
But here we go on the shoreline. The Cannon Galleons are out in play now. He will be able to start beginning to deny that trade soon as well, utilizing that.
This is ridiculous.
So push him away from that trade.
Look how fast that fires. It's so ridiculous. Oh, but Nikov's sending Mangadai there. Mangadai will shred the ships. Don't, again, just Age of Empires things that arrows destroy a big cannonball shooting ship. But, you know, AM won't complain, and AM won't complain that they're pushing in, and the NBL's also cut the trees. So stone walls don't mean anything if you use the trees to wall.
Is this seriously a siege ram landing? And that's exactly what it is on the other side.
Wow!
We've got siege rams transported across by Nikov. It's straight under all the markets, and he wants to deny this as quick as he can.
Can he kill all the markets? If he kills all the markets, the trade stops. He needs to kill the onagers first. If he kills the onagers first, he could kill the rest of the markets possibly. I mean, this is the danger of Mongols. The Mangadai could run into the trade at any time, and here they go. But Max and Rubenstock are expecting this, and Nikov might need to back up a little bit. I'll wait for some support.
Exactly. Luckily, we've got that single hole there he can escape from.
Yeah.
I don't think Nikov's idea there worked out as well as it could have. Would have been amazing to see just a complete raid on the trade there by nothing but rams.
Wow.
But at the same time,
this is a special game.
We've got MBL going back onto the water with longboats.
Yeah, this is a special game. We're seeing everything. And at this point, still no sign of which team is really ahead. I favor Finland as the game goes on, but a big shot from MBL. Yeah, I favor Finland more because of the trade, but the composition I like less. It's such a difficult thing. But it's a good move for MBL to go longboats to stop these cannon galleons from doing what they're doing currently.
Behind this as well, we've got bombard towers coming down from the max. It looks like he's kind of getting sick of losing the positions. Just wants to start like spamming forward.
This is like Black Forest now. Just
yep.
You have so much gold income, just buy stone and build bombard towers everywhere. Another good thing about Finland's position.
Rubenstock's making a play for the water on the opposite side as well now.
Yeah,
I think he's sick of being landed. He wants to be able to use the tactic against them, so off he goes.
Every single player is on water and land. Every single one. It's special, like I said. But if Max gets bombard towers up, Nikov will need more siege on land. Nikov is being asked to do a lot. His KD tells the whole story. MBL's Berserks, not as strong as they were in early imp.
And again, the thing is here to remember as well, if Rubenstock does manage to take the water, look how close that trade is to the edge there. All it needs to do is jump on top of it, and Rubenstock will be right in the middle of Nikov and MBL's trade.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. They could go for transports there as well. This hill has got to be annoying AM. It's like, it makes Max's military so much stronger, Rubenstock's military so much stronger to have the hill. But yet again, I think with the power of the Mangadai, AM will clean this up. So much so Finland will just run. They want their forces to stay alive. Oh my god, the Arbalest are going the wrong direction.
Hit.
Oh, Max had to delete the walls, that was it.
He saved the Arbalest though.
Oh my god, yeah, imagine if he didn't delete that. That would have been a disaster. I think if Nikov can afford it, Turkman, he's got to go SO. He's got to go Siege Challenger.
Well, that's the way to immediately start cutting through his opponent here. He'll start taking down the bulk, and he's going to take it down fast, and they can begin to replace it, which is what's happening here. They've got so much trade working for them. Units die, and they get replaced straight back onto the field basically immediately.
This might not seem like the most fun strategy, but it's a strategy that works. Actually, if the people in the studio could show me like Max or Rubenstock's point of view to show the blocks, that's also not the most fun way to play, but it's the way that works. But I think the strat here, yeah, look at those blocks. I think the strategy here is to outlast AM. Like just trade more. They have 20 more trade, build towers and walls, whatever they need, and it somehow outlast AM. Because they don't want to take big engagements versus this force. But what they are doing is they're finding some opportunities to possibly get into the trade with the cannon galleons and the fires on the left. Walls, walls, walls from Rubenstock.
That's it. This is becoming such an impossible task. But look at this as well. MBL going, none of that. Starting to cut through these, cut through the trees. So he knows exactly what's going on now. They need to make a play for the trade because, like you said, while the trade is up, both teams have an absolute chance of just hanging in there.
Okay, so I'm checking the trade cards. 43 gold per trip for MBL and Nikov. 68 gold per trip for Max and Rubenstock. So that's a significant difference with 20 more trade. So watch the resources climb. Look at Max's res. I guess it's not bad for Nikov either. But oh, huge shot. What was Rubenstock even thinking there?
Oh,
that was
man.
a weird engagement to take.
That's it. All this takes is a couple of big hits, and then those Mangadai can basically just make a bolt for it. Let's have a look. There's a lot of Paladin here, though, so they're going to be able to soak up a lot of that bulk. Maybe, I just had like half the Arbalest there. I couldn't see. They're up to 51, though.
Yeah. Towers don't take pop space, so...
That's it. Start spamming those towers down.
Yeah, like, just use your extra gold, buy the stone, and build towers so you can't be raided.
Everyone's so close to pop cap here as well. The replan is ridiculous.
This game is never going to end. They both have
This
trade,
is
they
us,
both
man.
have res.
Forever. I can think of a worse way to go. Like,
I mean, this is true. But like, I would love for this game to end at some point tonight. I'm still pretty jet lagged, but then again, I guess that's a poor excuse because it's much earlier in my country. So, oh my God, Rubenstock, your Arbalests!
they are melting.
Wow. We've become very desensitized to violence in this game. So it's getting less and less exciting each time. So again, if Nikov gets to that point where he can research SO, which he really hasn't been able to justify because he needs the gold for Mangadai, it would be so sick.
MBL moving into Captain Ram himself as well. Looks like he needs to start making some kind of a play across the map here. Again, AM are holding the center here, but it's one of those things where it can just switch in an instant.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wood count. You know, if Finland pushed the center, I guess it's the same for both. They could run out of wood, so it could come down to wood control. Funny enough, Finland won a game that they played worse in against Secret just by holding on to more wood. So
That's it, man.
Probably not the best way to phrase that, but whatever.
The map control, man. You can never go down with the map control.
Siege ram for MBL. Okay. The MBL's been making a lot of siege.
He's really been the bulk of the siege, actually, surprisingly enough, considering we've got Mongols in play here.
Nikov, if this was a 250 pop game, MBO would say, here, take my resources, Nikov. You could go for 50 rams and 60 Megadai, but it doesn't work like that. Yeah, Nikov, I don't know where he's going exactly, but MBL's telling him, hey, you're losing your army.
That's it, man. Just push it straight into the bombard cannon. All the arms
Oh,
are there
and on
waiting
the
for it.
left, the cannon galleons fires, and everything's there on water for Finland. This is huge. This could end the game. If they take both shorelines, the trade will be so bad for AM.
I think you're right. This might be exactly what puts this to just a sudden stop here. Both the markets, one market left now. We've got the galleys hanging out there as well. You've got the fires on top of the docks. How do you begin to deal with this one? They've lost water. They can't really push in against this.
Yeah, and then, of course, as they have to address that, Finland will just take the center control.
Which is exactly what's happening right now. We've got Paladins, Arbalest pushing through.
Yeah, it's got to be fast fires, but I don't know if they have the numbers. It seems like they both have the same population. There's just more Finlands on the map everywhere you look.
But here we go. Castle in the center here starting to get taken down as well. Arbalest moving into support. MBL's there with the Onagers, but Onagers versus Paladin, as we know, probably not the best pick in the world. Those galleys just starting to do damage, but look at this. Nikov starting to hold the water.
Yeah, he holds the water, but now he's losing the lands. So, which is better, I guess. So, this is how it's working currently. The push comes in on the flanks for Finland. AM responds, and then an immediate push to the center. And this happened before, remember. MBL lost his castles. And he'll lose another one to just Paladins. No siege, just Paladins, just Arb. Max will run forward and build more bombard towers.
And that's it, man. We'll see that slow creeping death.
Good work from Rubenstock to back up there. He has a positive KD. Oh boy. Oh, jeez. That was scary. And great work from Max to focus down every single onager. Vikings just don't have the options now. They don't have the options, and they don't have the numbers.
I'm just looking at these trade lines now, and it's just getting so hard for AM. They've already lost the trade up towards the north there.
Yeah.
So that's already pulled down their numbers. Like you said before, how much gold they're getting per trip now.
Yeah, I think even if Finland's lose this army, as long as they have the bombard towers there, it will be so much more difficult for AM to gain that map back.
Well, that's it. Like we've been saying the whole game here, it's just been constantly repopping. If they essentially can get that towers out, like you said, they don't count as a unit, even though maybe they should at this point. Basically, it just gives them such a solid position they can hold on to, and it just makes it near impossible to push forward without any siege.
Yep, just casually building bombard towers with one villager is the max. Over 1,000 gold at all times for him, and almost 200 pop. Great micro with the bombard cannons and the paladins, and just securing position. And then you have Rubenstock staying alive on the left, remassing to go back for the trade.
Round 2, let's go again.
This is high-level stuff, guys.
Everything's just going down on this hill at the moment here. There's been so many little positions that we've seen just Suomi hold on to and not give up. They know these are the positions to push from, and there comes the siege on to go hit, and it's a big one.
Wow. See, this has happened before, right? But more Arbalest are created with the trade. More Paladins are created with the trade. The position is better for Finland. They might even take that water soon. And now Paladins are running into the trade route. There's no walls here.
Oh, no. We've got a couple of Mangadai there, but they're not going to be able to deal with it. But even then, that is not the focus of the Paladins here. They're going right into the middle of it, and this could be game-ending.
Yeah, the way I see this going is AM will chase the Paladins in the trade, and while they're doing that, Rubenstock will take the water on the left. So either way, they're losing trade, and they've lost the position in the center with the bombard towers. Wow.
This is one hell of a play. And look at the trade cards. They just absolutely melt. Same time, of course, we do have Nikov trying to hold down the center there, but the bombard towers are coming out. The Paladins are regrouping behind this. And then, like you said as well, Rubenstock just moving up on the flank there, and he's going to take down that small name.
Yeah, it's like the Berserks have done so little at this stage. And it's almost like MBL's been hoping Onager shots could change it for him. It's just desperation moves while Nikov goes with his Mangadai on water. But Nikov can only do so much. Vikings really should have finished it earlier. And, MBL getting elite longbow.
I was just looking at that.
I mean, that's somewhere he could help, I guess, on water.
Yeah.
But I think they're in a rough position right
now. But look at the raid.
Yeah.
The raid right now on MBL as well. That's the thing. They're just starting to lose so much eco behind it. There's still Paladins in the trade route that hasn't been cleaned up. And look at this. MBL down to nearly 100, in fact, down to 160 pot. Well, we've got the Max and Rubenstock both still sitting on 200 easy.
Yeah, the trade. The Berserks will come back. The Mangadai will come back. The trade's getting chewed up. Look at the trade difference at the bottom right. 120 trade with Spanish trade bonus for 71 with no Spanish trade bonus.
Keep an eye on that number. It's changing rapidly.
And on the left. And on the left. Suomi are getting very close to two much-needed points. They didn't win in the 1v1 stage, but that only cost them the potential of 2 points.
And this they're about to make up their 2 points here.
Yeah, this would be very, very good for them.
Oh,
wow.
Man, Rubenstock putting in the effort on the flank there, trying to do exactly what he can. The Max even coming to back him up. He's got cannon galleons there. He's got heavy demos behind this as well. But just look at it. There's still Paladins in the trade. There's Paladin in MBL's base. In fact, there's Paladins in Nikov's base now a little bit as well. And Nikov, he's got like nothing left in terms of resource gather.
Look how good of a job Max has done killing a fast trade cart with melee units. Like, that is not easy. It's not just a patrol like you do with ranged units. Killed so many trade carts. It's unreal. They're at 54 now. And now
look at
the
this
force
fleet.
is moving on the left.
The Armada is here. Rubenstock is ready to get things done. He's ready to go home for the night. And at the same time, we've got Arbs moving in the opposite side to counteract Nikov's Mangadai.
This is the only way that AM saved the game, is if Nikov goes YOLO and gets in the trade of Finland. And Max is waiting.
Exactly. There's Paladins there for this one, man. They knew this was the only way out. And that said, there's an Onager there as well. So we'll be able to deal with the Ram. And of course, those Paladins ready to start picking this one up. Yeah,
Nikov will lose the water on the left. He has yet to get in on the left on land. Finland are beastly, man. They set this up for late game so good. They fell behind, but the trade kicked in.
Well, that's it. They spent that a little bit earlier. They managed to hold on while they were setting up their trade, and that's what's put them into such a powerful position here as well. We've got that Onager again at the top there, but again, no bueno, no hit whatsoever on the Arbalest.
Yeah, so Nikov's 130 pop, MBL's 130 pop. There should be no coming back from this.
Exactly. How do you hold against this? And
the trade's all dead. Yeah.
They're just continuing to pop up. They're continuing to push in. They can just throw units at them now.
Yeah. This is if this was game 1, they call the GG situation. But since it's game 3 and a best of 3, they're going to make sure that
it's the bitter end, right?
Yes, exactly.
We've got a little bit of a push from Nikov here happening towards the middle.
Oh, and Rubenstock will land some onager shots.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
they hurt, man.
You can't push this many towers, onagers, and paladins. This has been a beastly performance from Finland, and this is great. I'm sure they would have been upset had they not won a set today, but they get 2 points to take into tomorrow. That is huge, because in my opinion, Finland's are third best when it comes to 1v1 skill.
Absolutely.
So, in fact, not having a 4v4 really hurt them. So 2v2, they're always going to be slightly better. 3v3, they're even better. And that's where some question marks start to be raised for some of the other teams. Like for example, Slam not being here for Team Secret.
Yep.
Jordan played well, but was he as good as Slam? And then you have AM with some players who are possibly in and out of form that might need to be used. So this is good for Finland, man. And AM have got to be kicking themselves, really thinking this game, Vikings and Mongols needed to finish it earlier.
The nerves are gone. They're on the board now. They know what it's going to take to get them there. And that's the thing. They've just made their job tomorrow all that much easier. This has just been a ridiculous series in general. Basically, it essentially just turned into endgame Black Forest.
Yes. So here's a look at the achievements. Nikov had crazy KD. MBL not so much. Not really his fault, but they should have pushed earlier. They should have finished him off earlier. It was that one fight. Do you remember the mist patrol?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if the fight would have necessarily gone their direction anyhow, but
the same thing, it's just units being thrown away, and that was not what AM could afford.
Sure. Well, so quick glance at the achievements. Max also had 3 relics. I'm curious to see the trade difference. Yeah, huge.
Look at that's insane.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're throwing it back to me to wave goodbye, but guys, my salutes go out to you. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to send it over to Zach, and he's going to go over the standings, give you guys an idea of where we'll be starting off tomorrow. Turkman, it was a pleasure to cast with you, man. I hope.
Dude, something
we will
don't
be doing
do
it
anywhere
again,
often enough, but we're at it again, man. We're going to find a way.
Okay, cool.
Well, there we go. It's been a long day, but Suomi pick up the last game for this evening, and what a great game that was. Joining me on the sofa now, we've got Robo and Interjection. Robo,
Hello.
been in the office all day.
Heyo.
Interjection in the office all day. They've come out of their little cave to say hi.
Yeah, hello everyone. I kind of just want to head off to bed pretty soon, but we had a really, really exciting day. So many amazing games been happening. I've been catching, half of the games in the background, trying to update everything and keep the stream running.
It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really, really looking forward to day 2 and 3. Hopefully they won't be quite so long as this one. I think the stream's been live for 13 hours, which has been pretty impressive. We're now joined by Ham, who is also, this is the man that's been driving the stream. How are you doing?
I'm tired, man, but oh my god, what a freaking day. 13 hours of back-to-back games. I've been literally in the booth watching Age of Empires for 13 hours straight. It's been fantastic, and what a great turnout as well.
Especially that final game.
Honestly, that final game was...
At one point, Robo had his overlay updated for AM.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
It's like, well, hold on a moment,
update,
we need
it's all
to
good.
change this.
Yeah.
Very, very well done to
Suomi to
Suomi.
be proud. They managed to come back and really in the same game.
Yeah, and only more to come from them because, as we know, they're kind of better at the team games, and that's what we've got more of coming up tomorrow, right?
There we do.
Yep, they can absolutely still make it through to the final. Obviously, they would probably have to win both of their 3v3s tomorrow.
Yeah, let's
but that's
look at
what
the
they're known
standings,
for.
shall we?
Yeah, we can take a look at that right now. We've got Ida Holland in the booth
Yeah,
now.
as you know,
we're all on the stage,
Ham's
so-
driving the stream, but he's not anymore. So, yeah, Suomi on 2 points, now ahead of AM.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously the 3v3s can change everything because it's 3 points, so they can score 6 tomorrow each if they win both, obviously.
Don't forget there is another 2v2 happening tomorrow as well.
Yeah, that too, of course. We had to push that to tomorrow, so that'll be at 12 GMT. Tomorrow we'll be back and we'll have another full day of Age of Empires 2. Lots and lots and lots of great games still to come. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we had a lot of support today in the chat. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I've had a great time. It's been fantastic just to have so many people here, and yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, great turnout. Honestly, meeting the casters, meeting all you guys and the players. Such a great time, and I can't believe there's another 2 days left of this as well.
Well, it's 2 more days to meet everyone. Like, I feel like I've only seen half the people here because we're always in our box.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we only let them out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Please, master, can I have some food?
So, when are we live tomorrow?
We'll be live at 12 GMT tomorrow with the first set, which will be the 2v2.
And hopefully tomorrow we can start giving away some of this stuff. $50 Steam card?
Yeah, for sure.
A drone at 1,000?
Yeah, that's a drone.
1,500?
That's a pair of Beats headphones.
And maybe, everybody, just maybe,
that
will all come off.
on the floor.
Potentially.
And maybe you can win the hair. Or not. We're up to you. Maybe you want it.
What's up, gamer
make it
guys?
into
Buy
a-
your Robolox right now.
Make it into a
Oh,
wig
God.
and you can wear it yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. But yes,
That'll solve.
thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. And thank you to our event partners, Be Quiet, Microsoft Studios, who help sponsor the event, and indeed Prismata. Do check the game out. It's free to play. The campaign is also brilliant. It's a really, really good tutorial. I really love Prismata. I had to say it. But we will be live again tomorrow with day 2, and then indeed day 3 after that as well. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all tomorrow.
See ya.